informative and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, ladies. My blue heroes. Hi, Harlot. Hi, Truth. Truth. I legit cried today. Truth had to put her dong down today, and I cried like it was mine. I was so sad. Hopefully, Rue lives forever. And Thor. It's terrible. Shelly, Birdie, hi. Hi, guys. Just in time. We're going to go over Dom's mom and Mackenzie's text messages. And if you notice, I already have it up because I was, Coca-Cola, hey. I did not want to come on here tonight and be like having an issue. So it's literally ready to go, you guys. So with further, what's the words? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the text messages from Mackenzie, Shirla, and Dom's mom after the crash. All right, here we go. So Mackenzie says, here, wait, let me see if I can make this full screen. Let me get rid of this. Full screen mode. There we go. So Mackenzie says, do you want to just talk on the phone? Because I feel like this is a 30-minute conversation that's been taking weeks. And then Mackenzie says, and this is all, let me just preface this. This is October 25th is the first one. It doesn't really say the first one. So the first one that we have here is October 25th. So now this is all after the accident. I'm going to see if I could pull you guys up on, I'm trying to be like fancy and pull you guys up on my cell phone. And then that way I don't have to wonder. I mean, I'm not going to be able to say it that good, but it'll be better than nothing. 1 second, you guys. Why can't I get to it? Here we go. I did this on purpose so that this didn't happen. Yeah, whatever. I don't know where we're. Oh, here we go. Live. I'm like, why can't I find my stuff? Where's my live? I don't get it. You got it. All right, forget it. I don't need to look. How about this? Truth. If anything comes up, you just let me know. And wait, view channel. Is this it? Here we go. Oh my God. That didn't take a rocket scientist. I got it. Duh. At least I think I do. No, just open it. All right, forget it. Truth. If anything comes up, just let me know. Oh, wait, I got it. Huh. All right, here we go. Hi, you guys. And Truth said, okay, but look, I have it. All right, here we go. So let's do it. So Mackenzie says on October 25th at 8:29 p.m., do you want to just talk on the phone? Because I feel like this is a 30-minute conversation that has been taking weeks. You guys, she is so ballsy, not for nothing. I don't get it. All right, then we have, do you want me to just call you tomorrow? And then on Friday, October 28th, so 3 days later at 9:14 p.m., Dom's mom, Mrs. Russo, gets back to her. Mrs. Russo says, this time makes me remember you and Dom digging through my boxes for costumes. Are you dressing up at all? I feel like these should go back further, but I guess they don't. Or do they? No, they don't. I was going to say, is this really the first messages? Because I feel like she gets arrested soon, but let's see. So Mackenzie says, yeah, this time of year is hard. It sucks without him. Me and Rosie are Drank and Raza Dom song. Not sure if you've seen my prior messages. I meant it says delivered, but I do need to get inside of the house to get my belongings. I know it's hard for you. Oh, guys, just wait. Just wait. I know it's hard for you, but imagine how hard it is seeing people who had nothing to do with that house be inside of it before me. You guys, I would seriously flip out. And Mrs. Russo says no, and then sends just a text. with nothing in it. So then Mackenzie says, and I promise you, I'm not trying to offend you or be rude. It's just really bothering me and causing me not to sleep. How dare her? I'm dead serious. So drunk, ... Zaza equals smoke. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, so Mrs. Russo, I'm sorry, Shelly. Mrs. Russo is Dom's mom. So Dom is the boyfriend of Mackenzie that she just killed in the crash with their friend Davion as well. So Dom, this is Dom's mom. So Kenzie, if you guys aren't, privy to this, Kenzie lived with Dom. She was only 14 when they started dating. Or actually, she was 13 because the accident happens. She's going to be 18 soon, but she's technically still 17. He was 20. So he was 3 years older than her, which means, yes, he was 16 when she was 13, which is a little, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that. But anyway, she was like living at Dom's, which I think was weird because I don't know. I have a teenager. Do you guys think that's weird? I think it's weird. So she was like living with Dom for a good like year or two, and he was like taking her to school and stuff. So isn't that like not his responsibility? I don't know. But anyway, they lived next door to Dom's mom. She bought her house and the house next door. And then they stayed in that house next door. The reason she bought the house next door, her and the dad have 7 kids, but they're divorced. And she lives there. I think like most of them are grown. And then she lives there with 2 sons. And then Dom lives next door. But the 2 sons that she lives with, the one, Christopher, which you'll also hear is Troph in some of these, his brother is schizophrenic, and he talks about it in one of the police cam videos. And him and Dom butt heads. So Dom's mom didn't want to just kick out a son. So she winds up buying the house next door. She's a lawyer. She buys the house next door, and Dom lives next door to her. So Kenzie says, okay, now this is crazy, right? It's bothering her. She can't sleep, you guys. She can't sleep. So then she says, over your head for what? And Mackenzie says, do you think I could come into the house this week? And then she doesn't write back, Mrs. Russo. And then on October 17th, Mackenzie says again, I really do need my purse and my other belongings. It's extremely important. What? Then she says on October 24th, because Mrs. Russo does not write back, and she writes her again, just checking in to see if you got my text. This is really important. And Mrs. Russo says, no, what text? And again, she's probably just saying no, what text, because she doesn't want Mackenzie to go there. I think at this point, she's starting to talk to the cops and stuff and know that this might not be an accident. And then Mackenzie says, the 2 above, the messages I just sent you. And then Mrs. Russo says, I didn't get them, and sends a picture. Mackenzie says, are you getting my message? Oh, wait, sorry, that wasn't a picture. It was just the next screenshot. And then on October 25th, this is a new one. She says, are you getting my messages again? And Mrs. Russo says, I'll get your things together. I'm sorry, things have been rough. This is October 25th at 2:33 p.m. Mackenzie says, you don't know where all of my things are. I'm not allowed to just get my things, ? I understand that it's been rough for me as well. I just don't understand why this has to be such an issue for me to go into the place that I spent all my time at. I was there probably the most out of everyone except him. Meanwhile, Mrs. Russo pays the bills. She says, and I also want to make sure that all my things were not messed with because I know where everything was and where I left it. Do you want me to just talk on the phone? Because I feel like this is a 30-minute conversation. I know. And then this is October 16th. So this one right here was... Wait, does it go backwards? That's weird. October 16th, it says, I know I'm the only one that's not allowed in the house, but I actually need to get in there for my belongings. My ID and laptop are in there and other important belongings. I know it's hard for you. Okay, she says this to the mom. I know it's hard for you. Okay, but I really do need to get in there. That's where I spent my time, and a lot of my belongings are there. I don't know why you think I would ever do this on purpose either. I understand I was the driver, but I would have done anything to prevent this. He was the love of my life and my best friend. If I could remember, I would tell everybody, but that's just how trauma works. I wish I could bring you peace. What? So then Dom's mom says, I never said that. Mackenzie says, then can I please just come over to Dom's house? It really hurts that I'm not allowed to be there. Mrs. Russo says, what's the last thing you remember? Mackenzie says, I remember turning onto the street and then my vision fades to black. It really kills me not being able to remember anything. I promise you, I would tell you. I've been asking my therapist why I don't remember, and she says it's because of trauma, but I'm going to try to get hypnotized and make myself remember. Miss Russo says, that would be awesome. Better for you too. Then at 5:45, Mackenzie, this is only like an hour or so later, says, I know I'm the only one not allowed in the house, but I actually need to get in there for my belongings. You guys, I think that might be his name. She's too much. Then Dom's mom says, no one says that directly. So now we're talking about the accident. No one says that directly. I just said looking from the other side. It's hard to explain anything when you said you don't remember any of it. She says, I know everybody thinks that, though, especially Angelo, and I care so much about him, even though he hates me. You guys are my family. I've just been having a rough couple of days and I'm trying really hard to talk to everybody. And she says, it's been really bad on me too. Like, this is Miss Russo. Repetitive. I know. I apologize. These are screenshots. So you know how sometimes when you take the next screenshot, the text message from the one before is still there. That's what happened. I apologize. So then Mackenzie says, okay. So wait, Miss Russo says it's been really hard on me too. The mom, of course it's been hard on her. She lost her son. Mackenzie says, can we please just try to fix this? All I know is it's never going to be the same, but I want to be able to come spend time with you guys. I wish I could bring you guys closer or tell you what happened. If I could remember anything, I would tell you. And then Kenzie says, and I've seen Angelo, so that's the brother, okay? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Mackenzie, she's repetitive and she just doesn't stop either, right? So she says, I seen Angelo. That's his brother, you guys. I seen Angelo and somebody else in the studio last night. So I know that it's been more than just you and Angelo in the house. What? Everybody's life is hell. Everybody is broken over this. It's not just you and Angelo. She would have never heard from me again, you guys. Like, how dare she say this to a mother that lost her son? Everybody is broken over this, not just you and Angelo. And I wish I could take that pain away from you guys and just make it so it's only me. I try so hard to tell you guys that I would never do this on purpose. And I thought you would know that. What? Then the mom says, did you take the green pick? Mackenzie says, could you please try to help me get people to see that I didn't do this on purpose? Seriously, it hurts my soul that anyone thinks that anyone thinks that, and I can't sleep knowing that. I don't want to lose more of my family. I didn't just lose Dom. I lost a whole other side of family, and that's you guys. Miss Russo says, no one has gone in but me and Ange. Ange is the sister. And just to fix things, my family will never be the same. I lost a part of my heart. I'm sorry that people aren't receptive to you, but those boys died at your hands. You have to understand that. You think I want things this way? My life is hell and I'm broken. That's what Dom's mom says. That's so sad. Then Mackenzie says, I did not do this on purpose. If I knew any of this would happen, I would have made sure it was me that died. I would think you would understand, but good to know that you think it's all my fault. I do understand that nothing is ever going to be the same. We're in the same boat, but we both lost. We're in the same boat. We both lost extremely important people to us. What? You guys, how can she even compare? I really can't tell if you hate me or not. I feel like if you didn't hate me, you would have let me come over or be there for you, or you would tell everybody that they shouldn't hate me. But I feel like you just don't like me, and I wish you would just tell me so I could stop bugging you. She should have been like, I don't like you, so stop bugging me. Oh wait, Ange is the brother. Oh yeah, Angelo. Oh my God, Bertie, you're so right. That was a straight A stupid moment. You guys, Ange is Angelo, the brother. Thank you. Mrs. Russo says, this is all emotional. I can't tell anyone to do anything. I don't hate you. Gosh, I'm having a tough time. I'm just not having my son. Mackenzie says, you can't tell them, but you can't tell them to, but you could tell them that you don't hate me. And it's hard for me too. I'm also having a tough time. He was the love of my life, and I spent my last 4 years every day with him pretty much. I just don't understand why I'm the only one not allowed inside of his house. I know he wouldn't want this. And then she says again, I didn't just lose Dom. I just didn't get why everybody hates me. Hold on. It doesn't say, so she says, I didn't just lose Dom. She lost the whole family. I remember that one. And then she says, I just don't get why everybody has to hate me. It just makes me hate myself even more. I wish everybody would just not hate me. And then the mom says, I don't know any of it. Mackenzie says, you're letting people in his house now. And then Miss Russo says, no, I'm not. So this is what I noticed, you guys. This is all within the same few days. But I do notice that it goes from October 13th. Well, we've been on October 13th for a while, but it did just drop back like a day or so, let's say. But it was on the same page, so that could be why. So it says October 9th, but this is all the same screenshot. So then Mackenzie says, I seen 2 people in his studio. So Dom has a studio where he makes music, and he has people go over there, they rap, he makes music, stuff like that. So that's what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, you're right, Truth. She's been there for 4 years, but the mom's been there his whole life. Have some respect. Exactly. So Mackenzie says the light was on and I seen 2 people. Now, you guys, not for nothing, but this girl needs to stop stalking this house. If you look at the text messages from before he dies too, she legit like stalks him. She'll be like, whose red car is that outside your house? Huh? There's been times where he's like, I don't know, I'm not home. And she'd be like, oh, so you don't know whose this is? What? So, yes, he has his own studio in his house. I think when you look at some of the TikToks from that have his studio in there, it doesn't look like a studio that you might think of, like if you go to like a record label, but it is all set up and they call it his studio, and he's got like his computer, and like when like you could tell he's making music. Is any of his music online? That's a great question. So I was thinking that today, and apparently a lot of the songs in her TikTok after the crime, they said, is his music. So I need to go back and re-listen to, because I don't know some of the new rap songs. I'm more of like a 90s rap. So some of them, I'm not sure if they're him or somebody else, but I do want to find out, because that is a great question. So then Miss Russo says, I'll find out, because she said that she didn't let anybody in the house. And Mackenzie's saying that she's seen people, which is ridiculous, right? Why are you seeing people? Stop stalking my house. Mackenzie says, I'm really stressed out about people moving my things or making it look different than it was when Dom lived there. What? So buy the house then. Like, what are you talking about? Then she says, my top priority is just being able to go inside of that house and just be there for the day. It hurts that everybody but me is allowed in the house. It really hurts. And then this is a new text. It really hurts seeing all of his friends there at night, spending time with you. But it hurts even worse seeing I'm the only one not allowed in the house that I spent most of my time in. Miss Russo says, nothing is being touched. Mackenzie says, we don't know that for sure. I need to get in there for multiple things that I have in there. I don't know why I'm not trusted to be in the house. I spent 90% of my time and slept there every night, which she did, you guys. And again, where was her parents that she was allowed to sleep there? And then, so a couple of days before, because remember, I don't know if you guys notice, I guess this went before. I was going to say, because that other text message said October 9th. So again, remember that they skip back and forth a little bit. This is just the way that they're downloaded. So Dom, but it's all the same. It gets the message across. And she is very persistent, Coca-Cola. Wait till you see it gets worse. And then Miss Russo says, oh my God, how effing cute. Because what she says later, Miss Russo, in one of the police interviews, is that Mackenzie is like holding on to pictures and videos of her and Dom, and she'll like send Miss Russo something. So like she'll let a day go and then she'll send something. So Miss Russo's like, I feel like she's holding me captive with these memories because she's like, I want to see them. Hi, Marilyn. She's like, I want to see these things. So I want to get them from her. But instead of just sending like a whole file of stuff to her, she's like dropping it like a little bit at a time, like one video a day. So then Mackenzie says, right, with hearts for the eyes. And she says, I found Blair's Instagram and he blocked me. So Blair is one of Dom's best friends. Apparently, Blair, from the very beginning, was suspicious of and mad at Mackenzie for this. So Mackenzie says, if you don't hate me, I don't understand why they all hate me. And then Mrs. Russo says, I don't know. I don't know how to do Instagram. And then Mackenzie says, I know, I could help you if you want to, but I was just telling you, I don't understand why they hate me if you don't hate me. And then she says, I just don't get why everyone has to hate me. It just makes me, we'll get back to that part. But anyway, she doesn't understand why everybody hates her. If you see here, you could see this is Mackenzie, this is Miss Russo, and that's Dom. So she's just sending a picture. And Dom's mom says, I love it. Did you drive by the cemetery just now? And Mackenzie says, nope, I'm not even in Strongville. It's a cold day today. And then she says, are you okay? And Miss Russo says, yep, I'm just scared. Seems some cats. Oh, and then here's a cat picture. And then, oh, and then she's asking for pictures. And Miss Russo says, no, I can give you one for the scrapbook. Mackenzie said, I was going to put the ones I had from the beginning of my scrapbook, but if you have extras, I'll take them. You guys, what she wants is now remember, this is a couple days after the accident and they're about to bury Dom. And oh no, this is before. No, wait till we get to those ones. You guys, it's scary. It's scary. Wait till you say, hold on. I'll just, for that one. Mackenzie said, sorry, I missed your call. Are you okay? Miss Russo says, yeah, just wanted you to know that I was thinking of you. I'm just having a bad moment. Mackenzie says, oh, here's a picture. Mackenzie says, if you want company, I'm always here. I love you, Miss Russo. Miss Russo says, I love you too. And this was the top half of the picture. Look how young Mackenzie is. She looks 12. And like, why is she wearing that dress so young? I don't get it. And then Mackenzie says, I know, I'm just telling you what's happening right now. Dom's mom said, did you find your other friend? Who was that? Mackenzie says, I don't know where she went. She just ran. Then Dom's mom said, what was that store that you were going to, the beauty store where you got the earrings? And Mackenzie says, let me look. I think it's called First Class. Hold on. Yes, it's First Class Beauty Supply. And then a little bit later that day, let me know if you see anything cute. Miss Russo says, I wasn't going. I asked my client if she went there. So then Mackenzie says this light thing, fairy lights. And this is the thing, you guys. So they have a grave site, but then they also have the crash site. I don't know if you guys know this, but Miss Russo did all, like, she hated seeing dirt there. So she went out and got like these fairy lights, just all this stuff. Flowers. Apparently she spent like $1,200 on flowers. Now she's a lawyer. Let her do what she wants, right? Yes, Dom does have hair. So she puts all this stuff and then somebody set fire to it. So the whole thing burnt. So then his sister starts a GoFundMe. And when the GoFundMe, it says, it literally lists all of the things that they bought and they show pictures of how it's destroyed. And it was like each solar thing was like $50. So they had a GoFundMe to raise money to redo it, which I think they did do. So Mackenzie says, he's just been harassing me ever since this all happened, from the candle lighting to now. So this is probably Blair, the friend. And when I was at the grave, I didn't see this. A bad situation happened. Let me reread that. I've never read this one. And I think they're talking about Blair, one of his best friends. He's just been harassing me ever since this all happened, from the candle lighting to now. And when I was at the grave, a bad situation happened. And the next text, I don't know if she's hurt. I think it meant if he's hurt, but he was slamming the door on her. Oh, wait, no, it says, I don't know if she's hurt, but he was slamming the door on her. I'm not with her anymore. She ran. And then Miss Russo says, where's her car? Mackenzie says she doesn't drive. Miss Russo says, oh, you said she got in the car. I don't know where that cookie place is. And Mackenzie writes, Calissa was driving. It's kind of by Costco. And then he followed us all the way to the one gas station. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to get a restraining order. Miss Russo says, I don't know her. Oh, wow. So over here, this says to Chris, the evil henchman. That's the brother. And then to you, Christopher, and 7 others. And then it says, don't forget to laminate more. I can remind you again if you want. And Miss Russo says, I did it. Thank you. Mackenzie says, thank you so much for giving me those. Miss Russo says, they're awesome, aren't they? And then Miss Russo says, I bought the laminator for Dom and he never used it. It's kind of ironic. I'm only using it because of him. And then Mackenzie says, I'm so obsessed. Now I can act. No, she got that right. She's so obsessed. Oh, Birdie, welcome. Thank you. That made my whole night. Thank you. You are so appreciated. So then Mackenzie says, I'm so obsessed. She got that right. Now I can actually feel comfortable going out to eat and bringing them with me. And I can put the other ones in my scrapbook. So then Miss Russo says, that angel is not lighting. I have to figure out where to move it. Oh, they are, oh, what are they called? Oh my God, you guys, what are they called? The ones that, solar. Oh my God, I couldn't get that out. They're solar. Yeah, they're solar. Okay, let me keep going. Allie's going to bark to go out. Watch, I feel it. Then Miss Russo says, the angel is not lighting. I have to figure out where to move it. Mackenzie says, I did grab it. It was lighting too. Miss Russo says, okay, good. I didn't want to move it. It was pretty small. I think we could blow it up again though. And then Mackenzie says, it looked nice, but it needs more lights. It's so shrunk, LOL. The light still works though. Miss Russo says, hopefully there's a way to turn the light off. Mackenzie says, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even think it would work. And then Mackenzie says, Hassani just assaulted my friend when we were at Crumble Cookies and then followed, wow, and then followed our car to the gas station trying to follow us to see where we would go. I'm so scared. Miss Russo says, what happened? What friend? Are you still there? Mackenzie says, he followed us to the gas station. My dad came. Miss Russo said, where's the cookie place at? Mackenzie says, it's called Crumble Cookies. And then he followed us all the way to the gas station and assaulted my friend. Miss Russo says, where's it at? How did he assault her? Mackenzie says, when she got in the car, he slammed the car door on her and was recording me saying 2 counts of manslaughter. Wow. So he was saying 2 counts of manslaughter. I bet Mackenzie wishes that's what she got. And then Miss Russo says, which friend did she get hurt? And then Mackenzie says, he's just been harassing me ever since all of this happened. I don't know why they think they can just do that. And then Mackenzie says, just now. So this is the grave, you guys. This is the one that was set on fire. And I believe, so this is what confused me. They call it the grave, but I've never seen 2 separate grave sites. So I'm wondering if this is the site of the accident. Like, I don't know if they, I'm going to have to find out. Hi, Barb. I'm going to have to find out though. We'll see. But I don't know if there's 2 graves or 1, because I know that they go to the site of the accident a lot, but I'm not sure which one this is. But you guys, this burns to the ground. So and they think it was arson. A memorial. Yes, a memorial, Coca-Cola. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. But this burns to the ground, and it was like lit on fire. Because at first I was like, oh, there's like that Jesus candle thing, like maybe something caught fire. And they said, no, it was like arson, which is sad, right? So then Mackenzie said, I added some stuff. And Miss Russo says, I love it. Did you grab the purple balloon? And I'll add some more lights to the front. And then she says, that angel's not lighting. I have to And then I don't know what it's, I guess move it. And then Mackenzie says, I don't know, it was moved to the back. I think someone's doing it to hurt me and it works. Wow. I don't remember that. Miss Russo says, make sure it's in good. Make sure it's in good, like into the ground. It probably blew and someone just stuck it anywhere. And then Miss Russo says, I can redo them with better holders if you want. And Mackenzie says, the holder isn't the problem. It's the people that are coming here and taking everything. What? And then Mackenzie said, it was really good before, and now it's even better. Miss Russo says, okay, but it could be the deer. I had to move the flowers so they didn't step on Dom. What? And then Mackenzie says, yeah, I just moved a ton of dead flowers. Jared signed the basketball that you guys put here too, right in the front. And then Mackenzie says, I hope everything ends up okay. Someone took the picture I put there. Miss Russo says, which one? The Zodiac one blew down. I put it by the other one, by the animals. I didn't notice anything gone today. Mackenzie says, never mind. Somebody moved it to the back. I just moved it back to the front. I effing hate people acting like I'm not allowed to grieve. And then Miss Russo says, I don't think anyone did it or had it blown out of the ground yesterday. Hold on. Allie's trying to get up on the couch. Let me just move this so she can get up. Can you get it out of here? Can you get it out of here? Okay. All right. That way she doesn't harass me to go out. We're good. Okay, I'm back. So Mackenzie says, I just moved it back in front. I effing hate people acting like I'm not allowed to grieve. Miss Russo says, I don't think anyone did it. It had blown out of the ground yesterday, but it was moved days before. I thought you did it. Mackenzie says, I don't know. It was moved to the back and I think someone's doing it to hurt me. It works. Miss Russo says, I'm all right. So I guess Mackenzie asks how she's doing. Miss Russo says, I'm all right. Christopher, which is the brother, isn't doing good. Aww. So I can worry about him and not just dwell on Dom all day long. Mackenzie says, what happened with Troph? Oh no. And again, Troph is his nickname. Miss Russo says, I think he's just losing his shit finally. I'm going to take him to the ER. Oh, you guys, one of these days, and I didn't do it because I didn't want to show like Miss Russo grieving the way it's like so sad. But you get to see the brother, Chris, and it's so sad. Like the mom's hysterical. She can't catch her breath. It's like when the cops come to tell her that Dom died. And she like walks out of the room to call the dad. And the cop says to Chris, like Chris tells the cop, I'm schizophrenic, so I can detach and like not. And then he also says that because he's, is it Mackenzie's work? No, Mackenzie doesn't work. She had a job, but like quit. She's horrible. Yeah, she is a narcissist, 100%. But the brother, oh, you saw it? She's screaming and chain smoking. You're right. But then the cop asked the brother like questions, and he says that he's able to detach because he knows that there's another side. So he knows that like Dom is somewhere and like he's going to see him, and he's like, but I don't know if she knows that, meaning the mom, and he doesn't know what to say to the mom. So then the cop says something like, does she have a mom or something? And he's like, yeah. And the cop says, you should suggest that maybe she reach out, because they keep asking her, like, do you have anybody you could call? And just Christopher's there. And so so the mom comes back and Christopher's like, mom, do you want to call your mom? Maybe that'll help. Oh, it was so cute. I was like, oh my God. But here she's going to take him to the ER. Mackenzie says, oh no, that makes me so sad. Dom's mom said, it's okay. He's used to it. He will be able to relax there. Mackenzie says, did he stop taking his meds? I hope he's going to be okay. That makes me so sad. Miss Russo says, yes, he stopped taking his meds. Mackenzie says, oh God. Miss Russo says, I know, we're all here waiting. I'll keep you posted. So I guess they took her. And then we have the sound, PD. All right, so Miss Russo sends us and says, this came today. It looks like a stone. And then Mackenzie says, oh, the little dog, I love it. Then she says, how are you today, to Miss Russo? So, oh, look, you guys. This says, love you, Dom, Dad. This one says, love and miss you so much, love, Mom. This one says, what does that say? Levi sad. I don't know, but she circled it and said, so rude. Can anybody read what that says? I have no idea what that says. But she writes, so rude. Okay. This one says, Levi, Dom said, I don't know. Let's see. I watched it. No, you guys didn't write yet. So yeah, let her grieve, right? Miss Russo says, it doesn't look like Jared. Who is Levi? I didn't even notice that today. See, I did see Levi. Mackenzie says, yeah, because it's what? Tado, his trap name. Oh. So you guys, I thought this said something like rude to Mackenzie, but it's more like he tagged it type thing, and the dad wrote here and the mom wrote here. So I guess Mackenzie felt like she deserved that. I don't know. Yes, it does look like Jada. You're right. Thank you. And then Mackenzie says it's his trap name. Levi is Jared's friend, not even Dom's. I'm so mad. Dom's mom says, oh, I had no idea. I fuss with that grave every day and I still miss stuff. Apparently, she's out there for hours every day, you guys. It's so sad. It's so sad. Yes, the mom and dad left the basketball and others are signing it. So then Mackenzie says, I'm talking about the friend dinner. Oh, you guys. Okay. So let me see if I can find the first part of that. I think this is the first part. Do all Dom's friends hate me now like Blair? And the mom says, you're going to have to ask them. Mackenzie says, I don't have anyone's phone number. I also don't want to bug them if they hate me. But none of them said anything to me, so I think they do. That's why I was just asking you, so you could tell me. Then she writes, and sorry if I'm bugging you. I'm overthinking because I just seen a birthday post of all you guys at Dom's dinner, and it just made me sad. But you all look so happy. I wish everyone didn't hate me. And then Miss Russo says, I don't know. No one says anything. You were at the party, though. And then if you go to the one here, it says, I'm talking about the friend dinner. And Miss Russo says, same night. So Miss Russo lets her go to the dinner. So wait, you guys, not only is she bugging Miss Russo, right, Truth? Not only is she bugging Miss Russo, but Miss Russo had to make 2 different dinners for Dom's birthday. Hi, Tisa. Welcome. She had to make 2 different dinners on the same night so that Mackenzie could go to one of them. That's horrible. So then Mackenzie says, I miss him. Miss Russo says, me too, so much. Mackenzie says, how are you today? Miss Russo says, sick. Mackenzie, maybe one of these days when you're up for it, I could take you to a restaurant that me and Dom would go eat at sometimes. Miss Russo said, that would be tough. Like, she just lost her son. Mackenzie says, okay, that's fine. Then we don't need to. Miss Russo said, let's wait. It's real soon right now. And then Mackenzie asked, do all Dom's friends hate me? Oh, my God. So then Miss Russo says, me too. I'm having a bad day. And then Mackenzie says, 1 year ago today. And it's a picture of Dom. And it says, I'd rather be shot with a pistol if you didn't take this crystal. What the hell does that say? Cops go something with me. What? Cops go to something with me, question mark. Does anybody know what this says? Because I don't. So Mackenzie says 1 year ago today. And Miss Russo says, he's so beautiful. Mackenzie says, I miss him. So Mackenzie says, I found this too. Literally cannot with this video. It's a year ago today. Miss Russo says, oh shit, I can't look at it yet. Mackenzie says, it's his voice. I didn't know I had it. It's really sad, but it also is kind of happy. I don't know. Miss Russo says, try to find more. That was so short. So she does listen to it. Poor woman. Mackenzie says, I'm trying. I'm just glad I have some videos of his voice, even if they're small. Then she writes, how are you, Miss Russo? I'm having a really bad night. And Miss Russo says, me too, bad day. What? So I think I have to go down 2, then go back up. I do. Mackenzie says, have you been to the grave yet today? I might go in a second. Miss Russo says, not yet. I was too cold in the AM. Mackenzie says, my friend is coming to get me to take me now, but I think it's raining right now. This sucks. Miss Russo says, yeah, I hate the rain. Mackenzie says, I only hate it because I can't go to his grave if it's raining. Miss Russo says, yeah, I know. I really don't hate it. Generally, unless it's going to wreck my hair, LOL. And then Mackenzie puts the crying, laughing emoji. And then she says, felt that I'm at the grave and the birthday balloons deflated, except the basketball. Why would you say that? Miss Russo says, I thought they might. Mackenzie says, I just left them because I didn't know if I should take them or not. But the grave looks okay to me. There's a lot of goose shit now. Why would you say that? And then Mackenzie says, I don't. Did someone take it? What siding are you guys going to put on? And then the mom says, I don't remember it there. We can check today. The white flower light was knocked over. Mackenzie says, maybe it was the wind. I hope it was just the wind. And then there's a video. Okay. So then Mackenzie, so this is going right from here. There's a lot of goose shit now. Miss Russo says, I'll check it out. Mackenzie says, I seen you put the lights there. I'm going to have to go look at night and see how it looks. Miss Russo says, I have no idea. I didn't put them all in. Mackenzie says, oh, it looks nice. So I guess she's there a lot. And then Mackenzie the next day says, crazy how different Dom's house looks without the siding. What? Are you serious? Wow. Crazy how different Dom's house looks without the siding. Miss Russo says, I know, I feel bad. I wish I had it started sooner. Mackenzie says, he gets it. Don't feel bad. What? Miss Russo says, I didn't take the balloons. They're all almost done. Oh no, do you have the purple one? I was going to text and ask how it went. Mackenzie says it was crazy. What did he say, Miss Russo says? Mackenzie, okay, I think I had to go down one, sorry. Mackenzie says, just found this too. Miss Russo says, I wish he talked in this video. Mackenzie says, I have this one, but it's not that long. He's talking about speaking Italian. But then up here, Mackenzie says that she went to a psychic. Miss Russo says, I was going to text you and see how it went. Mackenzie says it was crazy. Miss Russo says, what did he say? Mackenzie, ready for this, says it's easier to call you about it or tell you in person because it's a lot. Tell me this isn't manipulation at its finest. It was only 15 minutes, but he told me so much. I was driving. What? She's driving already? I was driving and I hope she doesn't mean she was driving, but I don't know. I was driving and I saw their stuff going on at Dom's house with a tent. I'm not sure if anyone's moving anything out or what's going on. I'm worried people are going to move my things around or take my stuff out of the house. You guys. True says she thinks, wait, how was his mother ever able to talk to her? I know, right? I think she did it because of the son. And then True says, it's as if Mrs. Russo is only putting up with her to find out what really happened, 1,000%, and to get her hands on some of those videos and pictures that she's dangling over her head. It's terrible. So then she says, that's horrible. All right, we read that one. So here goes a cat video. Miss Russo says, oh, he looks so cute. Mackenzie says, I miss him. He was just the best. So she sends another video. Now she's sending another picture. This is a video of them out. Oh, well, she's like trickling in. Miss Russo says, I knew it's because the sun wasn't hitting it. So they're talking about the lights at the grate. Mackenzie says, did you move it yet? Me and Dom's 4-year anniversary is coming up next month. Miss Russo said, no, it was too dark last night. Mackenzie says, I need to go see what it looks like. Really dark. It's probably beautiful. And then she says, do you think on November 14th, I could go in Dom's house and just spend the day in there? Oh, she'll be in jail. And it's our anniversary, and it would really just mean the world to me. I'm trying to give you time, but it would really help me get through the day. What? What a narcissist. The mom says the kids will never allow it. Mackenzie says, what kids? Are you talking about his friends? Aren't going to allow me to go into his house? And the mom says, Angelo will not. That's the brother. Wow. Mackenzie says, there's a lot of people at the grave. Are you there? She says, no, I'm not. How do you know? Mackenzie says, because I drove past. Then the next day, hope you had a better day. Miss Russo says, days suck, but I had a great morning with you. That angel didn't light like I told Frank, so I got to move it. Oh, so they did finally meet at the grave, I guess. Mackenzie says, I feel like Dom loved what we did for him, and I had a great time with you too. Then she says, that's effed up that it didn't light up. I for sure thought it was going to. Then she sends 10 photos. Oh, so I believe this right here is Angelo. This is Mackenzie, and that's Dom. So then she says, and I know we were talking earlier about going to his house on our anniversary, but is there any way I could sneak myself in there so Angelo doesn't know I'm there? And I went to the medium. This guy is good. Oh, yeah, the medium, the psychic. I can tell you next time I see you, or you can call me. What? Then Mackenzie says, I'm going to make some shirts for Dom's birthday. Do you know what size wife beater you are? And I really do appreciate you. What? Miss Russo says small. Mackenzie says, yeah, she's unbelievable, Cole. I didn't even know the right word for it, but what? Mackenzie says, okay, perfect. Mackenzie says, have you been to the grave? Have you been to the grave yet? I'm here right now. I will stay here and wait. I think she means that day. I will stay here and wait, but if not, I'll probably head out soon. Miss Russo says, sorry, I just got your text. I went earlier because it's so cold. Sorry I missed you. How early did you get up? Mackenzie says, I wake up at like 7 a.m. I don't really sleep anymore. Miss Russo says, okay, you want to go by 9? So I guess she finally gives in and says she'll go. Then Mackenzie texts her at 8 a.m. I'm awake. Just let me know whenever you want to go. Miss Russo says, I'm leaving by 9. Didn't sleep, so laying down for a half hour. Mackenzie says, feel the same way. I was up all night. Just let me know when you leave and I will meet you there. Miss Russo says, I thought I was picking you up. We have to go to the store. Mackenzie said, oh, yeah, you could pick me up. And then she says, I will be ready. And then she says, sorry, I forgot. And then she says, I'm getting ready now. What? Miss Russo says, dropping off sauce on Pinewood and be over, leaving now. Mackenzie says, I've been waiting to see it at night, so I think I'm going to wait for it to get dark. Maybe I'm there still, and it's literally freezing right now, though. So I guess they already went now. It's nighttime. Miss Russo says the stuff should already be starting to light. Mackenzie says, yes, I can do that. Did you want to go to breakfast? Or we could go to the place me and Dom always went, but it opens at 5. And I don't know if you're going to be busy by then, but I'm down to do whatever you want tomorrow. I just want to be with the family. Then Mackenzie says it's starting to light up now. Miss Russo says, nice. I can't do 5, only in the morning. Mackenzie says, okay, cool. And I made you a shirt. You're going to love it. Then Mackenzie at 8 a.m., I'm awake. Just let me know. Nice and early on a Saturday morning. Miss Russo says, I'm hoping the other ones come soon too. Mackenzie says, I thought you only got them for Nico and Jimmy. How many more did you get? The mom says, the wiener dog and the rabbit. They're all in a line. I have to do Nico's ASAP. Mackenzie says, I can't wait to see them all. So if you guys remember the dog stone, I believe she means she wants a stone for each of the animals that he had. So then Mackenzie says, I don't want to bother you. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want to bother you, and I feel bad for asking. If you guys are doing something for Dom's birthday and you don't want me to come, are you going to go to the grave and maybe we can meet there or something? I'm sorry. And then she sends another text an hour later. I'm going to make some shirts for Dom's birthday. Oh, and then she asked about the beater. Miss Russo says, I'll give you a heads up an hour ahead of time when I'm going to make it. Mackenzie says, okay, thank you. Miss Russo says, heading to the office, then should be out of there by 5. Does that work? Mackenzie says, yeah, I'm free whenever. I don't do anything all day, so I should be there at 5. Miss Russo says, yeah, I'm really going to try to hustle because I'm afraid it's going to rain. Mackenzie says, okay, perfect. I hope it doesn't rain. Then she says, I'm going to head there now, but you don't need to rush. So then the mom says, there's nothing any of us can do. So this is the next day. Mackenzie says, have you been to the grave yet today? Miss Russo says, yes, twice. Why? Mackenzie says, I was going to ask if you wanted to go there with me. Miss Russo says, sorry, I was sleeping. Then Miss Russo the next day says, I'm going to go on my way home today. I can let you know. I don't know what we're going to do when it gets cold. I was freezing yesterday. Mackenzie says, I would love to meet you there today. I'm just going to start bringing a blanket. I can bring one for you if you want. So then here goes the next one. Remember, she said that she's got so this is the next one. So this is Bun Bun, Hopping in Heaven. And then Miss Russo says, this came today. Mackenzie says, oh, it's so cute. I love it. Miss Russo says, is it? It is, isn't it? I'm surprised. It's so nice. Mackenzie says, I love the little heart with the halo. It's perfect. The heart with the, oh, that is cute. So then Miss Russo says, I'm hoping the other ones come. All right, we just read that. That's a repeat. That was a repeat. And then Mackenzie says, I'll just try to think that it blew away so I don't cry, I guess. Oh, I guess they're talking about the grave. Miss Russo says, her stick broke when I tried to put it back in too, so probably. Mackenzie says, I don't get why people don't understand that me and Dom were in love. And he wouldn't want people to be doing this to me. Thanks for letting me know though. I guess I'll make another one and put it there since people want to be effing dicks. I'm going to put the big one there. It's 4 pics and there's one of me, you, and Dom on it. Then she writes, if you didn't already go to the grave, let me know when you go if you want company there. She doesn't want company, right? Throw up, right? No company. I don't get it. Miss Russo says, I went this morning. That's when I told you. Mackenzie says, oh, okay. Mackenzie says, I just found this picture. Miss Russo says, so cute. I really appreciate what you send me. Again, let me know what I can do besides the laminate prayer card. I'm getting on it. Mackenzie says, take your time. You have a lot going on. Just let me know if you're doing anything for dinner again, because I want to do something with you for his birthday too. Miss Russo says, morning. Mackenzie says, hey, Miss Russo, how are you? Miss Russo says, same as usual. Mackenzie says, same here. Is there anything I could do for you? And then, what are you guys doing for his birthday? Miss Russo, I don't know. Mackenzie, would you want to do a birthday dinner or a lunch with the Russos, or are you guys going to do your own thing? Miss Russo says, what do you mean? Mackenzie says, like with Frank and all them. So Frank is the ex-husband or the dad of the 7 grown children that they have. I believe Dom might have been the youngest, or Angelo, I'm not sure. So then, like with Frank and all them, or are you guys going to do something just you and his friends? What? What? She got 15 to life. What? Look at this. Okay. Then she says, I just woke up. How are you? What picture is gone? Miss Russo says, the one from homecoming. Mackenzie says, the one from the grave? Is the one of him and Abby still there? Miss Russo says, yeah, but it's not in good shape. Mackenzie sends a sad face. It's Haas. It has to be someone. I said Haas. It has to be someone that knows Abby then, because why would they leave hers and take mine? I wish people would tell me to start. I wish people would tell people to start effing with stuff. I leave the grave because this shit breaks my heart. Miss Russo says, it's very weird in 2 days that it happened. It could have blew away hers and hers was on the ground. Mackenzie says, oh my God, is that just at the house? Miss Russo, yep. It said, hi, Dom. And he hung around. Oh, a butterfly. Mackenzie says, beautiful butterfly. I feel like he would pick those colors too. Just seen you pull in. How are you today? You guys, just seen you pull in. Miss Russo says, where? Home? Yes, I was on the way home from a doctor's appointment. Miss Russo says, how'd it go? Mackenzie says it went well, same shit as usual. I got a pack of wife beaters so I can wear outfits Dom did. Miss Russo said, cute. Mackenzie says, are you doing good today? Miss Russo says, hey Kenzie, it's Trofe. My phone is lost. So Trofe is the brother Christopher. Mackenzie says, I know, I can't believe you lost it in the water. Are you going to get a new one? He says, I just found it. No, I got a new one. And then she says, how did you find it? And then nothing. Then it says, that picture's gone. You up? Mackenzie says, I just woke up. How are you? Miss Russo says, oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. I love them. I'll get Hench, who's Chris, to dig one out and I'll bring it over. I can teach your mom to make the cream chicken too if you want. Mackenzie says, I would love for you to teach her. Will the tree survive the winter? Thank you. And then she says, let me check with Chris or Hench. Then that's that butterfly picture. So that was the butterfly that she thinks is Dom or that came to her. Then she says, hey, try to find the bees video. Mackenzie says, I will when I wake up in a little bit more. Don't worry. And I will take a tree. Miss Russo says, what do you mean? And all the people I met at the cemetery are praying for you too. So then she sends a picture of this. Found it. And I will take one of the baby pine trees from Dom's. Oh, that's so sad. What? So Mackenzie's saying that this is a sort of a therapy for her because she has actual therapy now too. And maybe that could help too. Miss Russo says, you're doing physical therapy, right? And I forgot that damn prom film. Mackenzie says, both now physical and I started actual therapy too. It's okay. You have a lot on your mind. Did you ever look at that website for the ones my dad took? So she's asking for pictures? What is wrong with people? Miss Russo says, oh, I didn't know. I'll check. What about your uncle's pics? Mackenzie says, do you need me to send it again? And let me ask my mom because I need those. So oh my God, she needs pictures? What? So my dad has them. He just needs to download them and put them on the website. Miss Russo says, I seen the one. I'll have to go look at it again. I know I'm miserable. I can't imagine what you're feeling like, especially because your whole world has been ripped apart. How's your leg doing? This is all from Miss Russo. Mackenzie says, yeah, he's just the last person this should have happened to, and the only person I needed with me. My leg I broke hurts, and it has really been bothering me. And the other leg I can stand up on now, so I can start physical therapy. How is Tom and Smokey? I miss them. Miss Russo says they miss you too. Your job was the treats. Glad you're starting therapy. Mackenzie says, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Thank you for caring about me. It really means a lot. Speaking of therapy, are you going to do any sort of therapy? Because I have to do actual therapy now. And maybe that could help you too. What? Mackenzie says, I'm going to keep bugging my dad to put those on because I need them. And I know you need them too. Miss Russo says, I'll have to see if what you sent me works. It says the photographer is Kim, but there's photos that come up. Mackenzie says, I know my dad just didn't edit the text yet on the website. It's his pics. Miss Russo says, is that why it says Kim, LOL? See, Miss Russo's a lawyer. She ain't dumb. Mackenzie says, yeah, I was annoying him about it. So he just put the pictures in and didn't do anything to the website. So the text is just random shit. Okay, you guys. Miss Russo says, too funny, love it. I have a laminator that I never used. I'll forgive it out and I can do that with a picture, whatever you want, so it doesn't get ruined. Oh, I guess she says that she could Figure it out. It says I'll forgive it out, but I think she means I'll figure it out. I can do that with the picture, whatever you want, so it doesn't get ruined. Mackenzie says, I want to bring the pictures from his funeral, but I get scared. So if you want, you can laminate that. I would love that. Miss Russo says, which ones? Mackenzie says the one of him smiling. How are you? Some reason I'm having a hard day. What do you mean for some reason? It's like 11 days after. She's like, for some reason, I'm having a hard day. Miss Russo says, me too. Prayer card, question mark. Mackenzie says, yes, please. Did you ever get his phone from the police? What? Then Mackenzie says his first pedicure was 1 year ago today. Miss Russo says, wow, F. That teacher, oh, well, F that teacher at Polaris. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you remember, but she wanted to do Miss Russo's hair. And the teacher said no because it was a privilege and she had to earn it. And then Mackenzie says, yeah, I hate her. She killed my dreams. What are you doing? Oh, she killed her dreams, not herself. Then she says, what are you doing for Dom's birthday? It's in 12 days. Miss Russo says, sorry, I didn't text sooner. Didn't have a great day yesterday. I really don't want to think about it. It's too hard. Mackenzie says, this is just so sad that you don't have to think about it if you don't want to. Oh my God. Then Mackenzie says, I didn't end up going. I didn't want to go with just my mom. Oh, I can't wait to see them. I keep seeing old videos or pics of them, and I miss them so much. So she's talking about Nico, the dog and cat, or the two dogs. I'm not sure. Yeah, I hear you. I can't do anything that Dom loved. I feel too guilty. Oh, that's what Miss Russo said. That's so sad. Then Miss Russo says, I can't pull up the previews. I'll have to show you when they come in. Mackenzie says, doing the things we did together makes me feel somewhat better. I usually can tell he's with me, like I feel him. I don't know. I always bring a picture of us too. Miss Russo says, I have a laminator. Oh, that's the one that she said she'll figure out how to use. Miss Russo says, you mean when you went to the zoo on Mother's Day? Mackenzie says, no, the 30th. You guys, that's the day of the accident. She said, we went to the zoo on Mother's Day, but then we also went to the zoo on the 30th. Oh, it was July 30th. I'm thinking it was August. It's July 30th is the date of the accident. It was really the 31st because it was the middle of the night. So Mackenzie says, we went and fed the birds. I have a video, and it's the last video I have of Davion and Dom. I have that too. I'll have to show you guys. Then Miss Russo says, oh my God, I need to see that. Yes, that is too sad. And then Mackenzie sends it. This is it. I will send it to you. The birds land on you. Some reason that day, the birds were all over them and not on me. Oh, that probably says a lot. Miss Russo says, is that the only one? I can't barely see them. I can see the birds, though. Very cool. My friend's son is getting married at the zoo in October. Mackenzie says, yep, it's the only one. I wish I took more if I should have. Me and Dom love the zoo. And she says, me too, love the zoo. Chris, who's the brother, need a phone for Wi-Fi. I'll text you later. So Mackenzie says, just let me know if you want to come tomorrow. We can get you. Or if you literally need anything, just text me. I'm always in bed. And then Miss Russo says, you and me both. Then Miss Russo said, how was the zoo? I ordered stones for Jim and the wiener dog. Still have to do Nico's. You'll like them. It's not. Oh, okay, so now this is about, I think about her. Let me just see real quick before I read that. So I think this is where it starts. Blame me. Nobody understands. Why are they blaming me? Nobody understands. If I knew any of this was happening, I would have sacrificed myself. I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm asking for family. Mr. Russo says, believe me, it doesn't make any of it easier. I wish none of these circumstances exist. I hate that things are this way. I don't want you hurting anymore. And you have all of your injuries too to deal with. Mackenzie says, I don't care about any of my injuries. I only care about Dom and the family. The feeling of you guys hating me and not being able to grieve with you and just not having Dom with me is worse than all of my injuries combined. I literally have a black hole in my soul. Well, she went, wait, what does Maya Angelou say when someone tells you who they are? Believe them. She said, I have a black hole in my soul. I hope you guys, I think she just has a black soul. I hope you guys can let me come just be a part of the family again soon. I was just thinking about his birthday, and you guys are probably going to all do something together. And then I'm just going to have to watch from social media. What? Oh, I thought it went up here, but it didn't. So let me read this one. So Mr. Russo says, it's not like that. It's not you. This has been nothing but heartbreaking. I would do anything to have you both with me like before, but you have to understand how one feels about this. Your driving killed my son, their brother, and their best friend. No one has any answers about why this accident occurred and why you drove directly into a building, which resulted in 2 young men dying. It was not an ordinary car accident. If it was, we would not be having this conversation. Mackenzie says, I didn't know that you felt that way. I hope you would know I would never do this on purpose. I needed him more than anybody on this earth. He was my everything. What? Then I already read that. Mr. Russo says, so this is the next part. I was explaining to you why it's difficult for things to try to be normal as they never will be. And then she says, it still never answers what happened that night. See, so Truth, you were right. I think she's like just trying to get the story out of her. Then Mackenzie says, wish I could remember just as much as you want to know why. It kills me not being able to remember because if I could help, I would. I wasn't asking for life to be normal. It's never going to be the same for me either. I just want to be able to grieve with everybody and be with everybody. It would make this a lot easier. It really does hurt me seeing everybody go to dinner and go to the grave, and I get to see because of a picture on Instagram. I know you guys are hurting, but I'm hurting just as bad. And it hurts even more going through this alone. He was my other half, and when he died, he took half of my soul. I just wish everybody didn't blame me. Nobody understands that if I knew any of this was happening, I would have sacrificed, and that's when it goes up to here. Oh, no, it doesn't. I would have sacrificed myself. Let's see if it's on the next one. No. Then I'm just going to have to watch. It was right here. So I'm just going to have to watch from social media, and I just want to be part of it for him because he would want all of us to be together. I'm sorry this is hurting you, and I'm being annoying, but it's hurting me too. I'm sorry. Ms. Russo says, I'm so sorry. Also, I don't like the way things are. Either it hurts me to see you sad. Also, we all had so much fun together. I don't want you to be alone either. It is terrible. Mackenzie says, I'm going to be there for you guys as much as you want me to be. I don't know if you're ready yet, but I'm going to go to the zoo tomorrow. What? You're welcome to come. That was the last place I went with him. I was supposed to go on the 31st, but it was raining. It's going to be so sad, but I would love for you to come. That's when she said about the zoo Mother's Day, and Mackenzie tells her no, it was the day of. Miss Russo says, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Do you need anything? Do you need anything? I wish I answered. Oh, so Miss Russo tries to call her. Let me see. Sometimes it goes on the next one. Let me just see something. Now, I'm going to go back. It's here. Sorry. Okay. Do you need anything? I wish I answered. I'm sorry. So Miss Russo called, and she says, it's okay. I just wanted to cry with someone. Oh, Mackenzie says, I will leave my ringer on at night from now on. And if you ever need somebody, I'm always here. I'm sorry I couldn't answer last night. I get sick at night. Do you think you guys are ever going to let me be a part of the family again? It hurts seeing all of you guys get together and I just have to be here alone. I wish I could grieve with you guys. What? Miss Russo says it's not like that. It's not you. This has been nothing but heartbreaking. Mackenzie says it doesn't have to be today, but it can it please be soon? So she wants to come over again. Miss Russo says, did you pick a tree yet? Mackenzie says, no, I don't know if I want a weeping willow or a tree that turns red in fall. So it's red for his birthday. Did you have something in mind? And Miss Russo says, what turns red in the fall? Mackenzie says, I'm not sure yet. I'm still looking. Oh my God. I'm sorry I missed your call. I had a headache. Are you okay? And then she said, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And then she says, can I at least know why I can't come into his house? Miss Russo says, we haven't let anyone in there. Mackenzie says, I understand that, but I have things in there and I just want to sit on the couch or on his bed. I won't mess anything up. I was there every day. I slept there. I just need to go in. It's driving me crazy. And this is the third text. And I'm sorry if this is hard or annoying, but it's hard for me too, not being able to go to this place. I stayed for months. And then she says, even Frank, which is his dad, can watch me while I'm there. What? Wow. So then Miss Russo, you guys have to understand too, Miss Russo and her don't go back and forth. Okay, so there's like days in between. So Miss Russo says, okay, awesome. So I don't know if they talked on the phone or if they saw each other. So then Mackenzie says, him squinting his eyes because he couldn't see, LOL. The sun was so bright. Oh, I guess she sent a picture. And then Miss Russo says, LOL. Then, oh, she was talking to Crystal, I think. And then Mackenzie said, is Miss Russo back? Did you ever find his phone? And then Miss Russo says, what did you guys take when you left? I don't know what he all took. And then Miss Russo says, I got nothing. Mackenzie says, do the cops have his phone? Miss Russo says, I guess. She knows that he doesn't, though, you guys. Oh, Japanese maple are red. God, make it stop, right? Right? She has no idea what this feels like. Like, what is wrong with her? Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, yeah, the first words out of the mom was, what did she do? Wow. Mackenzie says, WTF, that has nothing to do with the crash. How can I have mine, but they have his? They're talking about the phone. You guys, just so you know, when I watch the video, like there's an audio of Miss Russo at the police station. So not when they go to her. Then there's one of her and Angelo, right? So, wow. So Miss Russo says that they have his phone, but they don't. So as a matter of fact, Miss Russo is a lawyer and the cops ask about the phone and Miss Russo says no. And apparently it's registered in her firm, and they didn't even like ask twice. So they never got Dom's phone. So then Mackenzie says, WTF, that has nothing to do with the crash. How can I have mine, but they have his? Do you know when you would get it back? Miss Russo says, I'll call and find out. Mackenzie says, yeah, that's effed up. What are they doing? I hate the police. Do you think I'll be able to come to Dom's house anytime soon? Also, I'm sorry if that's annoying. Then it says, hey, Kenzie, it's Trope again. So I guess she gave the phone to the brother. Mackenzie says, can you please ask if I could go to Dom's, please? What? WTF? Hell no. Like the Holocaust. What? Oh, they're talking about the flowers. Yeah, something even worse, though. It's all on his, in Infowars.com. Well, what do we do, says Mackenzie. Miss Russo says, we need to get ready for the Civil War too, and the economy collapsing. Mackenzie says, I'm ready for anything now that I have to think about Dom being gone. He gives me the strength He's watching over all of us. Do we need an army or something? Miss Russo says we have a gang or two, and then she's laughing. But we need something, yeah. Oh, and then she sends her the Alex Jones thing. Mackenzie says, I'll watch it. And this is the site that she made her dad make. My site, Mackenzie, you guys, we should look this up. Is it still up? Mac40204.weebly.com. Does anybody want to look? And then Mr. Russo says, hey, that's cool. And then Mackenzie says, my dad is going to put in all the pictures. Sorry. And then Mr. Russo says, we should probably talk to your family about it and get ready for some civil obedience the next lockdown. Mackenzie says, like what? And Mr. Russo says, like refusing to go inside. Then they will send in the UN. It's really sad. Makes me want to cry for real. This has to be true. Then Mackenzie says, oh, hell no, I hate the world. What's UN again? Oh my God. Mackenzie says, what's the UN again? Wow. He says the United Nations. They'll start relocating us to FEMA camps where we'll die in gas chambers. Oh, this is definitely the brother. This is the schizophrenic brother, I promise. Then Mackenzie says, I'm going to get you what Dom used to get you. And here we go. There goes Dom. And aw. And then me and Dom making pasta. Oh, look, they made real pasta. Wow, look at that. And then Mr. Russo says, what do you mean? Or Trope, I don't know who's on the phone right now. And then Mackenzie says, we made homemade pasta from scratch. And then this says, hail. I don't know what HK is. Oh, he knows. Or hi. I think it's supposed to say hi. And then she says, LOL. Then he says, hi, woes. Just kidding. Seriously, though, everyone knows. And Mackenzie says, well, I never got COVID. Me and Dom didn't know. Is that why they keep releasing viruses? Oh, this is still true. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if we knew back when Dom was alive. He got off easy. What? We're going to have to fight for the rights of our species. Mackenzie says this is effed. What? Wow. And then they're talking about tattoos now. That's cool. And then she says, Dom hated tattoos, LOL, but I want something for him. Yeah, it's still Trope, by the way, so it is still the brother. Then Mackenzie says, tell your mom I text her when she got her phone. Please take care of her. And then he says, I will, Kenzie. We need to build an army. Oh, he's still talking about that. She said, what's that? And he says, it's going to flood. And then Kenzie says, Ohio, question mark. Oh my God, you guys, she is so dun-dun-dun, less than smart, let's just say. Triff says the whole world. Arc is code. So is flood. Mackenzie says, when is this going to happen? He says, within the next 5 years. She says, oh, we need to build like a boat. Is that what you're saying? He says, the Bulgarian Illuminati will make their move. No, arc is code. So is flood. Mackenzie says, is this about the Antarctica? The reptile people? Oh my God, you guys. He says, nope. She says, how do you know this? He says, it's about them releasing a super virus to destroy 98% of the population. I'm in the Illuminati, says the brother. Oh, stop. He says, okay, cool. Let's play a prank on someone. She says, I don't think that's a good idea right now. Everybody's hurting. He says, okay. Oh my God. She says, I'm going to get this as a tattoo cover up. Cover up. Oh, on her finger, you guys, she has these little, I don't think she ever got it. And that is a terrible cover up for her tattoo. And then, do you want me to bring you back food when I go to me and Dom's favorite restaurant today? I can just leave it at the front door so you don't have to see me. Miss Russo says, I don't feel that way. I'm really sick today, though. I don't know what's wrong. Mackenzie says, what are your symptoms? I can get you some tea. Ginger tea helps. Hey, Mackenzie, it's Chris. Oh my God, it's Chris again. Truth. My phone was lost. It has been for a while. if you text me, she says, yeah, your dad told me, LOL. He says, okay, cool. Let's play a prank on someone. And then she says, I don't think it's a good idea. And then she says, I'm going to get you what Dom used to get you. And then it's the pasta one that we already read. And then Mackenzie has sad faces. I love those pictures of him, LOL. I got no sleep. I slept for like an hour, then kept having weird dreams. I don't know. I hate it. And then we got morning and bedtimes are the worst for me as well as driving. That's what Miss Russo said. Mackenzie says it's just random times for me. I can't imagine driving when I'm the passenger. I get so scared. What? You guys. She said it's just random times for me. I can't imagine driving when I'm in the passenger. I get so scared. And then she says, when's your birthday again to the mom? Dom's mom says November 4th. Mackenzie says, I'm going to, oh, that's the same old one. She says, Miss Russo says, I love him so much. Oh my God. Mackenzie says, you guys made a perfect baby. He truly was perfect. And then she says, how did you sleep? And then Miss Russo says, I really don't sleep. I'm up and down all night. How about you? Oh, and this is Miss Russo. This is Angelo. This is Dom. And this is Mackenzie. You guys, this is Dom. I don't know if anybody can notice here, but he's talking on the phone in an orange jumpsuit in jail. I don't know why this is the picture, but okay. So then it says, oh, wait, look at how my photos came. Oh, maybe that was Mackenzie. Oh. And then Mackenzie sends a picture of her and Dom. That's from the picture. Wait, that's from this picture. I miss him. Miss Russo says, me too. So much. It just gets harder every day. Mackenzie says, I love you, Miss Russo. I'm always here for you. Do you know how dumb? Wait. Do you know how dumb is he would want you to be happy? I know it's hard, but that's the only thing that helps me because I know he would want us to be happy. Miss Russo says, so I don't know how I got the picture. Glad we have it. Mackenzie says, I'm going to send you some more pictures and then send 17 more pictures. Of course, they're all centered around her. Oh, wow. I guess this is Mackenzie's house. I don't know. I'm trying to look in the background, but I'm not sure. And then it says, okay, there's just 2 pics on the prayer card. Oh, you want hard photos of those? And what else? Or just more prayer cards? Mackenzie says, yes. And do you have the big one too? Miss Russo says, what big one? Mackenzie says, I think it's the one from his wake, maybe. There's 2 small ones and a big one. The one is the picture from homecoming of him. Miss Russo says, was it in a frame? And then Mackenzie sends a picture. Oh, that's the picture. That's sad. I love his little bow tie. And then she says, that's the picture on it. I don't know what is very Christmas about Will Ferrell. Then the mom says, I know there was one from the year before too. You guys wore. It's cute. Mackenzie says, I think the year before we just wore matching pants. I'll try to find a picture. The holiday's going to be so hard this year. She's telling the mom that. And I know you said you have more of the pictures of home from the funeral. Can I have like extras of every single picture or prayer card? Or I just need extras because I bring the one with me everywhere. Miss Russo says, what, the ones on the boards? She says, no, like the prayer cards. And then sends a picture of the prayer card. This one, it's like a pamphlet. Miss Russo says, I'll have to ask the girl that did that for it. I'll do it now. I have more pamphlets. Mackenzie says, oh my God, good. I just want doubles of everything so I can put some in my scrapbook. Thank you. And then this is a picture. And then Miss Russo said, no, those have to go to the film place. No, not any that are on the phone. Mackenzie says, I have a Bluetooth picture printer that prints them right out. But I appreciate it. I would have the ones that my dad took soon from the prom. Oh my God, you guys. My mom just sent me this. And it's her and Dom in matching pajamas at Christmas. And then Miss Russo says, I remember those outfits. Dom hated it. Laugh out loud. Mackenzie says he picked it out because there was Will Ferrell. And I don't even know why they chose to put him on it. Laughing my ass off. That's a question that we will never be able to answer. And that's going to F me up. And then she sends the photos. Wow. Then Miss Russo says, do you want me to print pictures? I have been doing it from the app on my phone, and they're done in an hour. Mackenzie says, pictures from prom. She says, no, I have to go to the film place. Mackenzie says, I have a ton of videos with his voice. That's one of the only things that was helping me be able to hear his laugh and voice. It's just the most effed up thing to ever happen. There are so many other people that deserve this. It should have never been him. Nobody deserves this. What? Then she says our relationship was getting so real. Like, I feel we were going to get married soon. And shit is so effed. Miss Russo says, terrible, but I feel the same way. Why him? Mackenzie says, yeah, he was way too perfect. I could think of a million people it should have been. I don't even care if it's terrible. I would have done anything for him. Life is going to be so effed up. He was just someone that did something for all of us and made us all feel loved and protected in a special way. He had a really certain soul that was like no other. I've never met anybody that was like him. And he grew up so much in our relationship, it just hurts. He was a mama's boy. He would literally be there for you no matter what. And then she did the crying emoji. Love you, Miss Russo. I'm always here for you. I'll try to do everything he did for you. Miss Russo says, love you too. I'm so glad there's videos to hear his voice. I miss him so much. I truly have a broken heart. Mackenzie says, I have a ton of videos with his voice. That's one of the only things that kept her going. And then Mackenzie says, I'm not allowed to put any pressure on my one leg. Apparently, I shattered that bone. So if I put pressure on it, my whole bone will shatter again. My mom just found a ton of pictures. I'm waiting to save them because they have to load, and then I will send them to you. Miss Russo says, okay, let me know what you need from me. Mackenzie says, all I need, oh my God, is I want to come and see you and go to Dom's house. But take your time and let that happen whenever you're ready. Let me know if you need anything from me because I feel really bad for you and I'm always here. Miss Russo says, I feel really bad for all of us. Our lives will never be the same and are forever altered. I really don't know if we will ever recover from this. Oh, that's so sad. Hi, Daniel. How are you? This is sad, you guys. What an a-hole. Not you, Daniel. Mackenzie. And then Mackenzie says, life's going to be effed up. He was just someone that did something for all of us. And then Mackenzie says, this is 3 years ago today. Miss Russo says, I can't live without him. Mackenzie says, I feel the same way. He was just everything. The only thing that keeps me going is he would want us to be happy and alive. He always told me that. You guys, has anybody ever told you that they would want you to be happy and alive? Why would he always tell her that? He didn't know he was going to die. That's a weird comment. Hi, Sophia. Okay, or Sophie. I don't know why I said Sophia. I apologize. So she says, hey, Miss Russo, if you're ever alone during the day and you just want some company, you can text me and call me. I can come over. How are you feeling today? You guys, she's up and down. How about you? Are you trying to walk or not yet? And Mackenzie says, I'm not allowed to put any pressure on my one leg. And then about shattering the bone. Miss Russo says, I have more of the church books too, so you can put one in your book. Mackenzie says, please, I'm going to keep making the book for Dom because I know he would want me to keep doing the scrapbook. Because all guys, Daniel, aren't you dying over a scrapbook? She's because I know he would want me to keep doing the scrapbook. Oh, I'm sure that's exactly what he would want. So I literally have so many pictures of us. So I could fill up a ton of those pages. Ms. Russo says that's awesome. And what needs to be done? Then Mackenzie says, how are you today? Ms. Russo says better than yesterday. Then Mackenzie sends a video just to mess her day up, I guess. She's better than yesterday. Mackenzie's I'll ruin this for you. 3 years ago today. Then Miss Russo says 2 pics only. Most people have one. Do you have one of Davion's? Oh my God, Mackenzie says yes. That's what everybody has been saying. I love that you did the 2 pictures because you got both of his personalities pretty perfect. Both of his personalities. And then Mackenzie says, I hate how they made Davion's picture so small. I will send you a picture of my setup with all the pictures I have. Oh my gosh, you guys, she has a shrine. Oh my God. That's legit a shrine. Wow. Okay. This is Dominic. All the crystals, the sage, his pictures, prayer card. I don't even see Davion. And then it says, they're going to plant 2 trees at the memorial. They said I could pick. You should help me pick. Miss Russo says, of course. How do we pick? Mackenzie says, we just get a text. My mom has her number, but I don't know any good trees. There's one that just bloomed as a cross. The mom says, who's doing it? Mackenzie says, Kim Smith. You guys remember it said Kim on the pictures? That's pretty funny. She was there in the morning, she says. Miss Russo says, who does she work for? Mackenzie says that building. Oh my God, Kim was at the building, you guys, that she hit. That building, I don't know what it's for. I feel so bad. Miss Russo says, oh God, so do I. Wow. Mackenzie says, I'm going to try to figure out a tree that gives Dom energy. And then this is her and Miss Russo. So I guess these are the wife beaters she had printed out. Oh my God. And then Miss Russo says, we look cute. Oh, oh no. I thought she was standing on her one leg. I don't know if they're the ones that she made or not. But then Miss Russo says, we look so cute. She says, I know, right? I'm going to send you Dom's videos when I get them together. Miss Russo says, oh, do you guys notice she says when I get them together? So thank you, Daniel. Go have fun on your game. And Daniel, I know you saw those amazing Eagles yesterday. That's why we're the champions, because of what happened. You know what I mean? Just saying. Anyway, I'm just kidding, you guys. So anyway, okay, babe, next time I'm downtown, I'll develop that prom roll. Mackenzie says, I was just about to text you. They're going to plant 2 trees at the memorial. Oh, here goes the tree. Is that the one you were saying? I think it was Truth. Good job. I like that, she says. I hung the bracelet on my rearview mirror. Mackenzie says, I want to find something with maroon flowers. And I don't do much during the day. So if you ever want another bracelet, I can make you anything. And then here goes pictures. There goes Dom right there. Oh no, this wasn't the shirt she made because there's Dom. And then here's another picture of them and another one. There goes Dom. Oh, look, they cut Miss Russo's face off, poor lady. But the middle one's a cute one of all of them. They're all looking there. And then here goes pictures, Strongville Prom 2022. So you guys, it took me a minute to realize that she graduated the year that this happened. So she literally graduated and then this happened in July. I think I thought it was the year after. So this prom was literally in 2 months before. And I have the prom videos, and I don't know about you guys, but were you guys allowed to drink and smoke weed in your prom limo? Because I wasn't. And they're definitely smoking and drinking, just the 2 of them having a great old time. Good for them, but So Miss Russo says, I don't know. I thought I found it when I asked you. What made you start speeding? So she asked her, you guys. Mackenzie says, I don't remember the accident. All I remember is turning on the street. And then my vision fades to black. I wish I could remember. It would make me feel a little bit better. If you end up finding it, can you please let me know? Can I come to his house soon, please? And then she says, how have you been? Miss Russo says, oh my God, I was going to text you 6 this morning, but I didn't want to wake you. I wanted to thank you and your mom for the pictures. I didn't see yours 2 days later. I've been so out of it. Oh, I just wanted to thank you and your mom. Oh, wait, it's the same thing. I'm just mad. Oh, here we go. I'm just so out of it. I'm just mad at the world that they took my Dom. I miss him so much. and it's getting harder every day. Mackenzie says, you can always text me. I don't get much sleep lately, and it's just been getting harder because it's almost been a month. We have so many pictures. I keep finding more and more too. I will show you all of them. This feels like it just happened 3 days ago, but it's almost been a whole month and it's literally insane. Makes me so uncomfortable and sad. Miss Russo says it's such a waste. Hopefully you will recover though. Mackenzie says, I'm not even too worried about my recovery. All I think about is Dom, but thank you for thinking of me. Wow. Miss Russo says, oh, I know how you feel. I really wish I died instead of him every day. I can take the feeling of loss. Oh, I'm getting anxiety every day. Oh, she said, I think she meant I can't take the feeling of loss. I'm getting anxiety every day. Mackenzie says, please don't say that, Miss Russo. If it should have been anyone, it should have been me. It's not fair. I wish I could do something to make you feel better. Eating his favorite snacks and just talking to him and writing to him has been helping me a little bit. And some of his family talking to me also helps. It makes me feel a whole lot better. So then Miss Russo, I guess, texts for the next day. Hello. Mackenzie says, Dom has videos posted on his TikTok, and I commented, I miss you, and people are harassing me on there, specifically this one girl that has been harassing me our whole relationship, and I just want to delete her comment and block her. So now I guess she wants Miss Russo to let her go into Dom's TikTok. Like, this girl's got, like, real balls, doesn't she? Or is it me? What is wrong with her? How long was she in the hospital? She was in the hospital for, well, let me think. Maybe it was a while, you guys. It was like a little less than a month, maybe, but it was a while. So it wasn't like 3 or 4 days and then she got out. It was a while. She's sick. Oh, so sick. Okay. And then she says, so I guess she wants Miss Russo to get into the TikTok, which I'm hoping Miss Russo acts like she doesn't know it. Miss Russo says, I don't believe we have his phone. The passcode didn't work. Is that the only way to get on? And who is this chick? I'll take care of her myself. I bet you guys it's Morgan. It is. Her name is Morgan. Wow. It's Chris's girlfriend. She keeps, I don't think they mean the brother Chris. I think she means their friend Chris. She keeps posting weird ass shit and saying I killed him and saying I did it on purpose and it's hurting me. Honestly, really bad because I would rather die than him in a heartbeat. Does the police have his phone? Oh my God, you guys. Meanwhile, the police doesn't have his phone, but I think Miss Russo acts like they do. I don't know. I thought I found it when I asked you. What made you start speeding again? Okay, and then she says, you can even just go unlock the door so you don't have to see me. Oh my God, you guys, she's asking to go in again. And she said, you can just go unlock the door. What is wrong with her? Yeah, she's a self-centered narcissist, 100%. What injuries did she have? I'm glad you asked. You're new to this. So Spencer, she had, her one leg was shattered. The other leg, she broke her femur, the one that's like the largest bone in the body. That's your femur, right? She broke that. She had a cut that went down to her bone in her arm. She had multiple surgeries. She lacerated her liver and kidney. So she was pretty messed up, you guys. She was really messed up. She had multiple like surgeries and she was in like an intensive care type thing at first. It's terrible. Okay, so then it says, and hi, Spencer, good to see you. And then Miss Russo says, it's not just saying you. I just can't face the reality of it all. That's so sad, you guys. And then Mackenzie says, I love you, Miss Russo. Do you think I will be, stop it, you guys. You guys, if this was a drinking game, we would all be hammered. Do you think I will be able to go to his house soon or see you at least? What? Oh, Spencer, she's in jail for 15 to life because she got convicted on 2 counts of murder. But I will tell you, Spencer, that when we were reading, and I'm not going to speak for anybody else but myself, when we were reading stuff, and as much as Mackenzie's like a complete self-centered narcissist to me and all the things. I don't know that I'm convinced that she had this planned. So I think that her lawyer, who her mom hired, I thought you guys that the lawyer was a defense attorney, like what's it called? Like a public defender. It's not. The mom paid for it. I'm like, oh my God, you paid for that. So this lawyer talks her into doing a bench trial. So I think she would have did better with a jury, but that's just my opinion. But she's screwed now, I think. So then Miss Russo says, of course. Mackenzie says so Miss Russo says, of course, you guys, to coming over. Mackenzie says, when I come, whenever you let me, I'm going to print out some photos and bring you flowers. And I learned how to cook. The pesto Dom used to cook for me every single night, so I can make it for you one of these nights. I'm bad at cooking, but when I make it, it tastes just like how Dom used to. So wait, you guys, Dom made him this every night? Like she had a really good guy here. I don't get it. She writes nice, Miss Russo. So Miss Russo, in case you're just joining Spencer too, Miss Russo is Dom's mom. She happens to be a lawyer herself. So Dom's mom says nice. And then she says, how are you feeling today? Mackenzie says, still hurting. I miss him. What about you? It's getting harder each day, says Miss Russo. Mackenzie says, yeah, I get harassed literally every single day. It sucks. Is there any way I could get Dom's phone? What? Or just go on it for something because I need to block people because they're commenting effed up stuff on his TikTok. Miss Russo says, who? What? Mackenzie says, Dom has videos posted on his TikTok, and I commented, I miss you, and people are harassing me on there, specifically that girl, Morgan. Mackenzie says, oh, we are in a hospital, and it was weird because my friend Jada was in the dream too. Oh, so she had a dream, and you were in a hospital bed, and we were visiting you, and you told me to be strong and to get through this. I can't really remember what he looked like in my dream, but I felt like he was just an angel. It was so weird, and it made me so happy. I felt like he was with me. I also had another dream where me and Dom were in a jacuzzi with Blair and Mallory. And then Angelo and Dom's dad came in, and Angelo was yelling at me, telling me to get the F out of here. And I'm not wanted here. But Dom said she needs to stay. And then I woke up. Wow. 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 You guys, I don't even know what to say. Wow. Miss Russo says, wow, that's rough. Mackenzie says, yeah, I had a rough night that night. Do you think I could come see you soon? Oh my God, you guys. And then Miss Russo doesn't answer. So the next day at 1:34 a.m. I'm so glad I just read that. So now it's the next day, but it's 1:34 a.m. I hope I can, or we can go to Luca. I just want to see you. This hurts. What? You guys, she's like harassing the mom. And I think Luca is a restaurant they liked. Miss Russo says it hurts more than I could ever imagine. Mackenzie says, do you think I will be able to come see you soon or come hang out with everybody? Oh my God, you guys. Then she says, or can I go to his house and just be there for a little bit? You don't even have to see me. Then she says, I'm begging you, Miss Russo. What? She is a broken record, Jeannie. Jeannie's like, I'm making my name, seen here. She is. She's like a broken record. She's terrible. And then she said, you can even just unlock the door. What? Then Mackenzie says, anytime I come back from the memorial, I just see all the cars in the driveway. So she's stalking. And it makes me so sad. I'm so sorry, Miss Russo. I love you guys so much. I hope I'm still in the family. To you. Miss Russo says, life will never be normal. I can't believe you can handle going there. So wait, where did she go exactly? Oh, from the memorial, which means the site of the accident. Wow. She's crazy, right? She's like begging, like, come on. Wow, you guys. So Miss Russo says, I can't believe you can handle going there. Mackenzie says, it's not that I can handle it. I just feel his energy. It makes me feel like he's still with me a little bit. Dom came to me in my dreams. You were in it too. Miss Russo said, that's what you said. What did he say? Mackenzie said, oh, and then I read that part. You don't need to drive. My mom can drive us. I wasn't expecting you to drive. I understand the feeling, but I still understand if you don't want to go. I just wish I could do something for you. Miss Russo never responds. Mackenzie writes, it's okay if you don't want to go. I think she's talking about that Lucas place. But I really just want to see you. You're the closest thing I have to him. Miss Russo doesn't respond. The next day or whenever, Mackenzie says, or maybe one of these nights I can just come hang out with you guys so it feels like life is normal. Isn't that the problem though, right? She made it to where life's never going to be normal. So then she says, again, the next day, because Miss Russo doesn't answer that day, she says, anytime I come back from the memorial, I just see all the cars. So then she says the same thing about it making her sad. I went to Whole Foods. This is the grocery store me and Dom would go to, and it was really hard for me to be there. But when I left, there was a rainbow. It was him letting me know that he was there. Miss Russo says, how are you getting around? Mackenzie says, I'm in a wheelchair. My parents have to pick me up to get me in the car. I can kind of stand up on one of my legs with the other leg, but the other leg is effed. Miss Russo says, oh, damn. Thank God you're so small. Mackenzie says, yeah, it hurts when they pick me up sometimes. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. How are you feeling today? Miss Russo says, you will. You are strong. This has been a really bad week. Mackenzie says, my phone is being really weird and not working. I don't know why. I just want to be able to be there for you. I'm so sorry. Maybe we could go to Luca's at the end of the week. You guys, are you serious? Then Mackenzie has her mom text her because she says, your mom just texted me, so I think I'm getting your messages. Mackenzie says, oh, good, crying. Do you want to go to Luca's Friday? And then she doesn't respond. Then Mackenzie says, it's okay if it's too soon. We could always go next Friday. What? Miss Russo says, I really can't drive that far yet. I have panic attacks. You guys. Wow. And then she says, hi, Travis. Then she says, you don't need to drive. My mom will drive us. My phone is being really weird and not working. I don't know why. I just want to be able to be there for you. Oh, that was the one about Friday. It must have been the same one. I apologize. Then Mackenzie says, yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I had some weird dreams. I think Dom visited me and you were in my dreams. Miss Russo says, I hope so. Anything to bring some peace to all this. Mackenzie says, you told me to be strong. My brain's trying to make sense of this. And then she corrects it and says, he told me to be strong. Dom always told me he would want me to be happy, even if it wasn't with him. That's impossible because I can't be happy without my soulmate. Then she writes, I really want to come see you. Oh my God, you guys. I hope nobody's using this as a drinking game because if you do, don't drive. Okay? Wait, was Dom the boyfriend killed inside the car? Yes. Or days after? No, he died instantly. His neck was broke. No. I'm so glad you're here. Please, Spencer, just subscribe. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? And like maybe. No, so Dom and Davion is their friend. Davion was in the back. And I don't know that other crash. The friend was in the back and Dominic was in the front. And if you don't know this story, Spencer, you're going to, oh my God, it's wow. Okay. Look in my old lives. And I even did a video, you guys, for anybody that hasn't watched it. And I go into the developmental aspect of it. So please look for that video because it's a really good one. And I literally talk about how this possibly went down in her, like as far as her developmentally. She says, I really want to come see you. I know you're struggling and I know your baby's gone. And I'm so sorry. I just want to bring you some of his favorite snacks and I want to be there for you. I'm so sorry. Then she says, all the waiters, she's talking about Lucas again. Oh my God, you guys. All the haters I mean, all the waiters knew who we were. They knew what we would get. We could literally go whenever. I will pay for your meal too. I would rather go with you than go alone, so it feels like he's with me a bit. Would you want to do that? And then she sends this picture, and there goes that rainbow she was talking about. And these are her legs and her whatever you call them. So, okay, I'm glad you said that, Coca-Cola. So, although a lot of people, oh, you have to go back and catch up. Oh my God. A lot of people say that they both died on impact. However, if you watch, I have access to the body cam videos of when they first show up. And in one of those body cams, the friend in the back seat, well, he winds up in the front seat, but Davion still has a heartbeat. However, by the time the paramedics get there, he passes away. Mackenzie said, but Dom's neck was broken. If it should have been anyone, it should have been me. He was just so perfect. This is the other thing, you guys. She keeps saying how perfect he was, but does anybody remember? Let's skip the body cams. Oh, we will. Oh, we will. We'll definitely skip them, Travis. I'm not going to show them. She says, if it should, but remember, you guys, she keeps talking about how perfect he is. The problem is, if you listen to like the other things that we've already gone over, she's like so mean. Do you guys remember when she's like, open the door, Dom, you have 5 seconds. She's like, 5, 4. Yes, she was screaming at him constantly. And he was screaming at her. So I'm like, I don't get it. She says, I just hate this so much. I can't imagine what you're feeling. He loved you so much. I feel like that's manipulation. Maybe when you're ready to see me, we could go inside Dom's house together so we don't have to do it alone. Me and Dom love this one restaurant, and I was going to go alone with a picture of him. But if you want to come with me, that would be really nice too. Miss Russo says, which one? Here we go again, Luca West. We had reservations to go there for my birthday. See, you guys, this is the other thing that I'm having a hard time with. Hi, Jeannie. Yeah, the sad thing is that his mom has all the texts. And not only that, there's a couple of voice recordings of her just being awful. But this is the one thing I struggle with. When I was going through her social media yesterday, there's a couple posts where she's telling people about her birthday dinner, and she's literally like, my birthday dinner's in 3 days or whatever. And then the accident happens 2 days before, and Dom already planned for this. So yes, there's definitely something in Dom's house that she's trying to get. I totally agree with you, Tisa. I wish I knew what it was. But Dom plans this. So you say her personal things, Coca-Cola. I agree. However, she's not poor. So in the sense that she could replace a lot of the things, I think, and it could be something of her and Dom's that they did together, but I think she's trying to get something. I don't know what it is, but why is she being so persistent? Unless she's just really that obsessed, which is a possibility. Which is a possibility. Yeah, this is so sad. So no, I understand completely. I feel so bad. I wish I could take your pain away. I'm hurting too. He was my soulmate. I was there every day with him and you guys. You were literally my second family. You don't even need to go inside the house. You can just unlock the door. I just want to smell him so bad and feel his energy. It doesn't have to be today, just soon. I just want life to feel normal again. Like he's still there and he's just not home. And then crying, laughing. What? I also want to bring you flowers and bring you the bracelet. Miss Russo says, I like to pretend he's just not home too. Oh, yes, she is an it's mine type. You're right. She says, I'm just so sorry this all happened. I would have sacrificed myself to bring him home. I wish it was me. Miss Russo says, I wish it was me, meaning her. Oh, that's so sad. What's going on with Dom where he would stay in the, yep, fear, police, drug activity. He is bipolar. I have heard of these things. They're all true. However, if you want my opinion psychologically why he stayed, I think it's because in some weird way, she made him over the 4 years. You guys, literally, when we go to, like, if you guys listen to the first live we did of the first set of text messages. She's obsessed with him and is constantly asking to come over and stuff. However, we then skip to 2022. And in 2022, the tables are turned and he starts saying stuff to her like, I won't leave you, or, stuff like that. So I think that she does a lot of manipulating over the 4 years that they're together. And I think she manipulates in a way to where, one, she starts, you're right about the police. She starts saying things to him like, I'm going to call the police. You're going to be in jail. Like, she says some of the most awful things to him. And I don't know if that makes him, where I feel like at one point he's like, go ahead, Mackenzie, call them. He's like, I have a medical marijuana card. Like, I don't care. And he's like, I'll tell your mom you're a prostitute. And I was like, wait, what? Then I found out that for $2,500, okay, oh yeah, she is still talking about getting her stuff back. For $2,500, she met up with a guy and let him have S with her feet. And Dom finds out and he still stays. So she says that we were broken up, but I don't know. So I think that they both manipulated each other. And I think that, I know, right, Harlot? And I think that it was just a completely unhealthy relationship on both ends. I think she's a narcissist, and I think he has post-traumatic stress disorder from being abused in some way as a kid. In one of the recordings, he insinuates that he was SA'd as a kid because she starts calling him gay. And he gets really upset. And he's like, that's the worst thing you could ever call me, which I was like, wait, what? He obviously doesn't know about my chat. But he then brings up about, yes, codependency. He then brings up about how something happened. He's like, you know what happened to me as a kid? He's like, I can't believe you would say that to me. So I don't think it's the fact that she calls him gay, but and she doesn't just say you're gay. Like, she brings out stuff and she's like, why would you talk about blah, blah, blah? Like, I don't, like, she'll just pick something in front of Blair and she'll be like, you and Blair will joke around about being gay and it makes me feel uncomfortable. So it's just like a bunch of stuff and he like freaks out about it. Also about pain meds, real quick, Truth, that reminded me of something. Another thing I found last night, there's a few times where he talks about just going back and taking Xanax again, which kind of scares me a little bit. And there's a few times that he says that he was on a 30 milligram oxy. So I don't know if there's another time that he says that he beat addiction 3 times. So I just don't know what we're really dealing with. She says, I know I've been asking, but do you think I'll be able to come? Oh my God, just be at his house for a little bit someday soon. And then she says it didn't have to be today. But she wants to grab some things. Oh, wait, that is a no one. I just want to be at his house for a little bit someday soon. You don't even have to be there or see me because I understand that that's hard for you. I just want to be there so bad. I feel like it will help me a little bit. And I just want to grab some things and I will ask you if I can take them before I do. Miss Russo says, I don't think you understand how incredibly hard this has been on me. I haven't gone in there except to get clothes to bury him in. Oh. And then Mackenzie says, no, I understand completely. I feel so bad. I wish I could take your pain away. I'm hurting too. He was my soulmate. I was there every day with him. You guys are literally my second family. You don't need to go inside the house. You can just unlock the door. I just want to smell him so bad. Ew. Oh my God. Miss Russo tells her she's not having a good day. Mackenzie says, I'll try to figure it out. If you hate me though, I will stop texting you. I just don't want to be bothering you guys. I feel so bad. Miss Russo says, does it seem like you've been bothering me? Mackenzie says, yes. I just feel like you hate me. I'm so sorry this all happened. Miss Russo doesn't write back. Yeah, right. She caused it. Mackenzie says, I'm going to get a tattoo on my finger for him. Miss Russo still doesn't write back. So the next day she writes, I know I've been asking, but do you think I will be able to come just be at his house for a little bit someday soon? You don't even have to be there to see me. Oh my God. Sorry, I just choked on myself. That's how crazy it was. Miss Russo says, oh, I know. It's so effing hard. Mackenzie says, I'm so sorry, Miss Russo. I wish I could take away all your pain. I wish this never happened. This is seriously killing me. My poor baby. What? I never thought this would happen to him. What? We had our whole life planned out. He was just way too perfect. If there's anything I can do for you, please just tell me. Miss Russo says, Kenzie, it's my... Oh. Kenzie, it's my fault. It's truth. I'm sorry. Wow. So the brother thinks it's his fault. Truth is the one that you just vomited. I'm sorry. Yeah. Truth is the brother that has schizophrenia. And he says, Kenzie, it's my fault. It's truth. That's Chris, the brother. I'm sorry. Mackenzie says has heartbroken. Please just take good care of your mom. I feel so bad for her. This is terrible. Chris or Truth says, yeah, I will. Mackenzie says, also tell her if she finds any pictures of Dom and me on his phone to send them to me because I need them. You guys, she is so selfish. Wow. So this must be, I don't know where this picture is, but I believe she was a freshman and he's a senior here. I'm just going to stick in the ground. I'm just going to stick it in the ground so we can have some pictures of us there. And I wrote some stuff on the back. And then she writes, I think I'm going to wait to put it there until it's flat because I don't want them to throw it out. Then she writes, I have so many more videos and pictures to throw on my Snapchat, though. He was such a perfect human, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? So Trove is Dom's brother. Sorry, Dom's brother. So the mom and dad, before they divorced, had 7 kids. And Trove, or Chris is his real name, is one of them. And he's Dom's older brother. But him and Dom did not get along very well. So the mom bought the house next door, and that's where Dom was living, and then Mackenzie. Then the mom says, I'll take whatever you have. And Mackenzie sends these. Oh, that's such a good picture. This one right here. And then it says, I made this to put out his grave. I also already put one at the memorial. So she's like marking her spot, I guess. What? Yeah, right. Me. And then Miss Russo says, what is it? And then Mackenzie says pictures. There is this hat that's in your house in Dom's old room that says Little Dom's. Can I please have it? And then Miss Russo says, Chris had my phone. No, I want all pics, anything he had or you had. It's all I got left. And then she writes, okay, it's charging. Good for her. She finally says no. Mackenzie says, I have a lot of videos. You're going to love them. I miss him so much. Miss Russo says, God, you have no idea. Mackenzie says, I can't even imagine. This is just so effed up. Blair's coming to see me today. So Blair was his best friend that eventually stops talking to her. When I come see you, I'll show you the videos and pictures. You guys, she's manipulating the mom. When I come see you, I'll show you, send her the videos and the pictures. What do you mean? Miss Russo says, I'm having a rough morning. Send me some pics to cheer me up. Oh, that was good. So Mackenzie sends these 12 things. Just let me know if you want more. I have literally so many. These have really been helping me, just seeing his little smile and hearing his voice and laugh. Oh my God. And that's the same one that we just had. And then it says the video of us in the car is for Blair. I feel like he would like that video. And the second one is making me feel a little bit better because he looks so happy. It's just reminding me of him. And then she says, yeah, my purse is over there. Oh my God, you guys, she is unreal. Unreal. Yeah, my purse is over there. But I don't even care, to be honest. Yes, she does. I just want to go to his house to lay on the floor and take some of his clothes that he loves so I could wear them. Oh, she is horrible. Then the mom said, what's Dom's passcode? Mackenzie gives it because she knows it, of course. Wow. Wow. He should have never allowed her to drive. This is the thing though, right? True. So he should have never let her drive. However, on the other hand, 2 weeks before, I know that the prosecution made it seem like he that she was the one that was going to drive him off the road 2 weeks before. But the truth is, if you read the text messages, she pulls over and calls his mom and says, you need to get him out of my car. He just tried to kill me. And the mom's like, wait, what? And she's like, I was driving on the highway and he flipped out and grabbed my wheel and ran me off the road. He almost killed me. And she's like, you need to come get him. She's like, I'm shaking. I can't even drive. So then the mom sends someone to go get him on the highway. So I think her defense did a horrible job. They did not bring anything up in her defense at all. And again, not that it mitigates anything, but I just feel like she could have been found guilty with all of the facts out there. So then she sends the passcode and says, please don't delete anything. I just want to see everything too. Wow. Then she says, whenever you're ready to see me, I just want to go through his phone and see everything that he has of us. She's psycho. Miss Russo says, send it to me. We're almost done. Send it to me. I don't have his number, and I haven't been able to go through much because I've been having panic attacks. Oh, but I'm sure there are some of your things here. I finished the black and white film, so I have to develop it. I never got my prom pictures either. So Mackenzie promised prom pictures. I'm also trying to get all the prom pictures. I want them all on my phone so I can just look through them because he was so happy that day and he looked so good. And then she says, I have some videos of me and Dom too that are making me feel a little bit better. And these are the videos she's talking about. But wait, none of these are her prom pictures. So like, what is she holding them hostage? And then Mackenzie says, I'm at his grave. They let me out of rehab because there's nothing they can do with me until I can walk again. Miss Russo says, so glad you're out. I didn't think it would be this soon. I need some time. I'm still having panic attacks and anxiety. So now Miss Russo knows that she's going to be asking because she said that yes. Wait, why they waived the jury? I have no idea. I don't know. The judge was not impressed at all. Now, you hope the judge was old school. The judge was not impressed by her at all. But she did have a bench trial, which I think for her sake was a bad decision. Yeah, Coco, exactly what I said. You took the words right out of my mouth. So then I guess Miss Russo realizes, because Mackenzie kept asking, and I thought about it, you guys, Miss Russo probably said yes to letting her go into the house just to stop her from saying it. And now that she's out, Miss Russo's like, crap. And she says, I still need time. And then Mackenzie says, I'll be bedridden for a couple of weeks or maybe longer. So that works with me. I'm just so sorry, Miss Russo. I love you so much. Please just let me know when you're ready and I'll be ready whenever you are. I miss you guys. And then she says, please don't tell people I'm home though, because there's a couple of people that are threatening to hurt me and saying they have plans for me. Miss Russo says, that's terrible. And I'm not talking to anyone. Who's doing that? Mackenzie said, it's this kid named Tyler Proctor. Oh, you guys, I think he's the one wearing the red jacket in one of I have the best memory ever, but I do believe that he's wearing a red jacket in one of the police interviews, and he was an ex-boyfriend of Mackenzie's. This kid named Tyler Proctor and a few people I don't even know. They keep messaging me on fake numbers and on Snapchat, telling me really effed up stuff. And it's really making this hard for me because I would never do anything to hurt any of them on purpose, especially Dom. Then Miss Russo never writes back. So she says, yes, a physical therapy rehab. No, physical therapy. That was a good question. Then she says, would you be able to send me Blair's number? That's Dom's friend. I want to send him a video of him and Dom. I feel like it'll make him happy. And then writes, I also just found a bag of Dom's old clothes from when he was a little bit younger. They all smell like him. Then she sends, and what is that radio station that you guys always used to play? That you guys used to play when I would be over your house. Miss Russo says, send it to me. I don't have his number and I haven't been able to go through much. Mackenzie says, I just feel like all you guys hate me. Oh, here we go again. And then Miss Russo says, we don't understand. So she didn't say no. She just said, we don't understand. And then Mackenzie says, that's been the hardest part. for me, too, is that none of this feels real. Oh, I'm sure it feels real to Miss Russo. Then Mackenzie says, when I get out of here, can I just go to Dom's house? I just want to lay in his bed or on the floor so I could just smell him and maybe take some hoodies home. I also want to see you and give you a hug. I love you guys so much. No, she doesn't. I'm starting to think she just wants to get to his house. Miss Russo says, when do you think you'll be released? Mackenzie says, I'm not completely sure yet. I love you guys so much. Thank you for answering me. I'm just so glad you don't hate me. She didn't say she don't hate you. Oh. And then she says, I'll let you know when I'm home. Miss Russo says nothing. And then she writes, do you have Dom's phone? Then she writes, really want Dom's playlist. And I want to see the pictures he had of us on his phone. Miss Russo says, we will figure it all out when you're out of the hospital. Mackenzie said, I would really like to see you and give you a hug and give you the bracelets I bought. The bracelet I bought, I brought him flowers for his room and at the memorial. If it's too soon, I totally understand. Everybody needs to grieve. Then she writes, I'm at his grave. They let me out of rehab. Miss Russo said, who did that? She said it was Bubba, my friend Rosie's boyfriend. We were all best friends. And then she writes, thinking of you. How are you doing? Miss Russo says, not good, harder every day. Mackenzie says, I totally get it. I feel the same way now that I don't have any more surgeries. I've just been thinking about him. When I get out of here, I want to give you my bracelet that I made for you, but it's okay if you don't want to see me. I understand. Miss Russo says, why would you say that? I'm basically on S watch. I haven't been speaking with anyone. Aww. Mackenzie says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Miss Russo. I love you so much. I love you all so much. I'm so sorry that this happened. I miss him so much. I wish I could be there for you guys. Then she writes, I will always be here for you. And when I'm out of the hospital, I can take care of you whenever you need. Oh my God, you guys. Then she says, I just wanted to check in on you, Miss Russo. I'm thinking about you. Then Miss Russo says, she waits till like the afternoon. Mackenzie texts her first thing in the morning. Miss Russo says, not doing good. How was your surgery? Mackenzie says it went pretty well, but I'm just in a lot of pain. I got moved to a rehab facility and I'm just going through it now. It's been really rough. I've been crying all day, every day. We're going to get through this together. Sending love. What? Miss Russo says, Mackenzie says, I made you a bracelet and I just wanted to show you a tattoo some of our friends got for Dom. So you guys, some of the friends got this for Dom and Davion. So it says Davion on the top and Dominic going down the side. And then it says, what does it say? Run it up till you can't run it no more. Okay. I made you a bracelet and just wanted you to show you the tattoo. Miss Russo says, I had no idea. This is the worst. No words can say. Are you home? And Mackenzie says, no, I haven't been home. I'm going to be in the hospital for another week. So this is going back a message. I'm going to be in the hospital for another week. I probably have a third. Oh, she also broke a vertebrae in her neck. And then she says, please just text me whenever you get the chance. Then she says, thinking about you, please text me to Miss Russo. Then she says, just let me know if you want me to stop bothering you. I'll always be here when you're ready to talk. And then she says, I tried to ask Angelo. You guys, this is 1 week after the accident. I tried to ask Angelo, who's Dom's brother, but would you be able to go in Dom's room and go in his bedroom and on his back desk and grab some of the stuff to put in his coffin? I just wanted to be with him. What? Oh my God, you guys. Again, I tried to ask Angelo, but would you be able to go in Dom's room and go in his bedroom and on his back desk and grab some stuff to put in his coffin? I just want to be with him. What? You guys. Then she says, both of my purses need to be outside within 10 minutes because I'm coming to get them. My dad is coming to get my purses right now. Oh, wait. Oh, this is after the crime. Miss Russo says, I'm not arguing. Mackenzie says, oh no, you guys, I think this is the year before. So I think that was it of the ones with Miss Russo. I think this last one, I know it is. This last one is when Dom and her are on the sideway. Let me just make sure. On the highway. She says, I love you so much, Miss Russo. I'm sorry for being on FaceTime, made you guys upset. I just need to see if he looks so. Stop it. You guys, let me let the dog out. You guys, wait till you read this. I'm going to die. Hold on one sec. Wow. I can't believe she just said that. Oh my God, you guys, wait till you hear what she said. I cannot believe she says this. Oh my God, you guys. She says, I love you so much, Miss Russo. I'm sorry for being on FaceTime that made you guys upset. I just needed to see if he looks peaceful. What? What? Then she says, what? You guys, I am never speechless. I'm almost speechless. What? She legit had Miss Russo call on FaceTime because she was in the hospital so she could see if he looked peaceful. She says, thank you guys for putting the pictures of me in the coffin. So sorry for you guys. I wish I could be there to hug you. I love you all so much, and I'm so sorry. So she made them upset when his, wow. That is so insensitive. I don't even know what to say. Wow. Miss Russo says, this is the absolute worst. Mackenzie says, can you call me, please? Then she says, can you call me, please? And then Miss Russo says, I tried, right to voicemail. Mackenzie says, some reason your messages are showing up on green on my phone and only coming through on my iPad. When you're up, please call. I'll call you, just text me. And then Mackenzie says, I tried to ask Angelo, the brother, but would you be able to go in Dom's room and go in his bedroom? You guys, so first she asked Angelo to do it. That's the end. So first she asked Angelo to do it. Wow. Wow. So this is another one that I didn't read after. Both of my purses. So she said, so maybe this was after, you guys. I think I thought it was before because there was one just like it before. So she does argue with her. So this is on the 3rd of August. It happened on July 31st. So we're talking 3 days after. And she says, both of my purses need to be outside within 10 minutes because I'm coming to get them. My dad is coming to get my purses right now. I swear this one's an old one. I think the cops messed up. You guys, I have a really good memory. I'm 99.999% sure that this message is supposed to say August 4th, 2021. Because he dies on January 31st. Ms. Russo says, I'm not arguing. Mackenzie says, as long as you're defending his actions, he's never going to learn that this was wrong. I'm telling you, this is from that. Then she says, oh, I know why they added this. That was their last text messages. So the last text message before this happened was the time on the highway when she tells Miss Russo that she has to pick him up. I just realized now that her very first text is 3 days or 4 days after saying, hi, Mama Russo. I'm not expecting any sort of response from you. I just wanted to say I love you guys so much and I'm sorry for all this. And then she sends the exact same thing. Wow. I cannot believe she had them go in his room to get specific pictures to put at the grave. What the actual what? You guys, that was so insensitive. Yes, I do wish that they didn't leave years out. But after I read that, yes, right, it went backwards. It did. It went backwards, forwards, backwards. The thing is that it all happened within like a 2-month span. And the entire time, I feel like we could have shuffled the dates and it was repetitive, right? Everything is Not only repetitive, but she's like rude, right? Like, what is wrong with her? I can't even believe that. Anyway, I'm usually not speechless. So, yeah, so especially on YouTube when it's a day ago, a week ago, a year ago. So just so you know, Harlot, though, I realize now that that was current. The reason I thought it wasn't is because I knew that those last text messages were from the exchange on the highway, and I wasn't sure when the highway was. So I do take that back. I think the reason they showed that, because if you look at it, I think what had happened was that just happened to be the last day that they text together. And then the next time they text happens to be on August 4th after. So this was before the accident. So the last thing she said to Miss Russo before the accident, before killing her son, was both of my purses need to be outside in 10 minutes. I'm coming to get them. My dad's coming to get my purses right now. And Miss Russo says, I'm not arguing. She says, as long as you're defending his action, he's never going to learn this is wrong. So that's the last thing she says. You guys, isn't this, what's that crying emoji? I thought that was like when you're laughing, no? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it also means hysterically crying. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, so I am so, yes, it was July 31st, 2022. What did I say? So Harlot, so it was July 31st, 2022. I think that the ones about my purse happened in July, my bad. And then August 4th is the first day that she texts her after the crime. The text does say August 4th. So look, if I go back real quick, just so you see, because I do want to, because if you have that question, other people do too. So this says August 4th. Hi, Mama Russo, I'm not expecting. That's after the crime. I then realized that these right here are before the crime, but there's no date up here. So we know that it's before the crime, right? And then this is after the crime. So I don't know if this is 1 day or, 2 days, 10 days. I think it was like the week before, you know what I mean? But they were the last text messages before the accident. So imagine like the last messages before the accident. Oh my God. Oh, okay. When you're crying, it's this. Oh, that's laughing. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so right. I'm so old. Barbara, you're so right. That's funny. I'm glad I asked. Okay, so you guys, look at my bangs having a mind of their own right now. They're all over the place. You guys could tell that I've been up since 8 a.m. working. Anyway, I have to wake up tomorrow. My class starts at 8 a.m. again. So I work 8 to 8, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I still love coming on here with you guys. So tonight I was like, whatever you do, you're not going live. You're going to bed early. Because last night I stayed up until really late. One, I was listening to Dr. Gary and I was just listening. I caught the end of it. I just couldn't hang up, stop listening. And then the other thing was because I was also looking through all of the files. So that kept me up. And next thing you know, it was like almost 2:30 in the morning. I was like, oh no, I got to go to bed. I got to wake up at 6:30. So tonight I was like, you're not going online, but I never listen to myself because I have ADHD. So I was so tired. And then I wake up at some point. I don't get it. It probably happens to other people too. But anyway, I was like, okay, as long as you're done before midnight, and I'm done before midnight. So there you go. So I made sure I did better this time in that I didn't just come on here with no ending type thing where tonight I had it all in the Word document. So I knew what I was going to be reading before I came on. So I did like that. That way I didn't have to go around a lot, for you guys. So I didn't waste your time. I want to thank Birdie 2284. I almost just had dyslexia and said 248. But Birdie 284, thank you so much for getting a membership. Just so everybody knows, if you want to be a member, I made the memberships $1.99 so that everybody can join. I also tell people that if you're watching right now, then you really might want to be here. And if you want to be here that bad, and for any reason you can't, because you can't afford the $1.99, There is no judgment here. Let me know. I will Venmo it to you. I want to have that like members only type thing, which we're going to do another live shortly. But I want to make sure that people feel included because that's the whole point of this. So if anybody ever needs that, just let me know and we'll figure it out. So we have to do a deep dive on the new case about, oh, you guys, I did, Tisa. What the actual what? First of all, just real quick, and then, if you want to leave, you can, but about that David, why, again, where's the mother? I know the father too. So if you're a father out here, you're amazing. I know that some of our members are not stay at home. I'm sorry. I meant to say single dads. They're single dads. So I have so much respect for that. I think just as a mom though, giving birth to a child, where are the mothers? Where are the fathers? Where are they both? Why was this girl allowed to go with this boy at 13? I don't get it. But Tisa, I'm on it. Oh, I'm on it. My daughter showed me that one, the 17-year-old. So the 22-year-old I have hooked on this one. The 17-year-old's going to get me hooked on that David one. I'm looking into it. Do you guys think that it was him real quick? I haven't really gotten into it yet, but I saw a video talking about how he had his concert set up like funerals. Yes, and people got to sign his coffin. What? She was only 13. That's what I'm saying. Where were the parents? Why did they let her go with him? I don't get it. What is wrong with people? Yes, the blood splatter. He sells clothes with blood splatter, you guys. It's like the weirdest thing. And he has a song called, what is it? I forget what it's called. It's something about love and homicide mixed together. And he has a song named, yes, people lost their minds, 100%, Barbara. I also, you guys, want to look into that case that Daniel's looking at. So I have an idea, and I don't know what you guys think. So Daniel's looking at a cold case. And I thought about it, and we should contact the Cold Case Foundation. The mom's on YouTube, right? She listens to Daniel's show. I feel like, and I've been meaning to ask Daniel, but I feel like in the one video, and I could be wrong, but I feel like it said that the mom already lost the child. I don't know. I could have read that wrong, but if anybody knows, please let me know. It just breaks my heart regardless. No parent should lose a child, but especially that this mom has no answers, and just the possibility that his friend was so shady. I don't know. It's hard to believe he'd leave a body abandoned. Oh, seriously, Harlot, right? Out front of his house. What were you thinking? That's my thing, Harlot. Did he not know that they were going to find it? Do you know what, though? Just like the pro-burgers, there's pro-Davids out there who think that he didn't do it. Oh, my God, that's you, Barbara Hall? Barbara. Oh, my God, you guys. My nickname is Straight A Stupid. Barbara. I knew your name was Barbara. I didn't realize it was. See, Barbara, at least you know that my heart's in a good place. Yes, Timmy D's. Yes, Timmy D's. Barbara, this is your son tonight making you be here. There's only 14 people here right now. There was a little bit more earlier, but there's 14 people here right now. What are the chances that I would just say that out of nowhere and you would happen to be one of the people here? I just got goosebumps. That's exactly who I'm talking about. With the friend and all, I don't know. But Barbara, what do you think about that? This is the thing. So with the Cold Case Foundation, I did some research already because I didn't want to just blurt that out there without, because if I say I'm going to do something, I do it 100%. They said that they would need to get into whatever evidence is available. I believe you have not just evidence. I'm any documents that way they're not going in with nothing. But I know that Daniel has some stuff, so you have to have stuff. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean. Anyway, Barbara, let's figure it out. Tell Daniel that you need my phone number and then contact me. And I just happen to be a fabulous writer. And I would love to put together and defend why the Cold Case Foundation should take your son's case. And that's the one that is not headed, but one of the heads is Chris McDonough and stuff like that. So why don't we see what they could do? What do you think, Barbara? You let me know before I hang up real quick. Barbara, I have the goosebumps. You said, that's my son, Timmy. That was Timmy here. Timmy's, I think that was like an omen. What were the chances that I would say that? So I see a yes, but I feel like that yes was there from before. So Barbara, you just let me know. How about this? That sounds wonderful. Perfect, Barbara. Get my number from Daniel. He'll believe, he could text me if he doesn't, he'll believe you. Why would you lie? Get my number from Daniel, text me, and we'll get on this, me, you and Daniel, and we'll see if we can bring some justice to your son. And Barbara, do you mind if I ask, was I wrong or right about that, about losing a child before this one? Either way, it's terrible. But I don't know if I was just hearing things or if I made that up in my head, and I don't want to ever spread misinformation. Definitely do that, Barbara. Thank you all for being here right now. And look, there's people coming in now. Yes, I told you. Yes, I lost both my sons in my 8 months. See, you guys, I have the best memory. Hi, Shrilla the Killer. Yes, you guys, why don't we all do that? Why don't we bring justice for Barbara Hall and her family? Barbara, I am so sorry. Nobody should lose one child, let alone both your boys. I'm sorry. As a mom, my heart goes to you, and whatever I could do to help you, I want to. So I'm all in. And I know that everybody here, we're all close-knit group. And if I'm all in, everybody else would help too. I know they would. So let's do it. I bet Tease is in. She said, that's so cool. So Tease is in, I know it. And I know Harlot's in, and Truth. And Sherilla the Killer just got here, but if she heard everything, she'd be into. Jeannie's in. Let's do this, you guys. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully, if you just got here, you go back to the beginning. If I didn't have to work actually I have to do no, I think tomorrow I just do 13 hours. I'm thinking that's Wednesday, I do 14. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. But Barbara, I can't wait to talk to you more. I have goosebumps still. I feel like this is your son coming, coming through as far as a sign and telling us, let's do this. So let's do this. Cold Case Foundation, if anybody's listening, we got one for you. All right, you guys. Here's the link to Timmy D's story. Oh, you guys, we have such a great group here. I can't even stand it. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and hopefully we can all support Timmy D so that we can get, and look, Truth is already out there posting links. Thank you, Miss Barbara. God bless. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, and share. You guys know the drill. And please go back and look at some of my videos if you haven't already. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Bye. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this so that I can continue to bring you content. Thank you so much.